Hi, happy 2026, everybody. Happy New Year. It's a new year. It's a new me. It's all about me. It's me. Tim is out. He is preaching the gospel to his followers. He is doubling down on Jesus this year in 2026. Jesus has absolved Tim of all of his bad behaviors in the past, and Jesus is going to lead the way for Tim to prosper. So Tim is going to have a prospero año nuevo. Make sure you hit the likes, guys. Hey. So good to see you. Let's see who's come in. Yeah, make sure to join the poll. I did set up a poll. We are asking questions. I can't even remember what I asked now. I set the poll up so long ago. Make sure you hit the poll when you come in, though. I think I'm going to be gifting some Life and Vibe memberships tonight to celebrate the new year. Oh, is Sarasota Tim using the prosperity gospel to con his audience? 89% say 100%. He hasn't stepped in a church. Yes, Tim doesn't like the church. And I'm coming with receipts about my time in the church. Because, Tim wants to make sure that he doubles down on he's the only person with a religious background. Well, this is a copy of my baptism certificate from the UK, clearly stating which church I lived at. My family do not live at that address anymore. So yeah, there you go. That's my baptism certificate, Tim, because Tim comes out with his receipts at all times. And then I have little pictures of me when I was back in my day. Hold on, because I know everyone just loves the fun of when I actually can come with my childhood receipts. I don't know if you can see this. Well, that's me as a little girl in front of the altar in England, serving at my church, because, Tim doesn't think any of us know the Bible. And this is my, I'm here, right down in here. I think that's right, me. There I am, right next to the bishop. Oh, no, that's me, right down over here. Sorry, I can't even recognize myself. Sorry, I had the same haircut as this child. There I am. There's the bishop. And that's when we were getting confirmed and stuff. So there you go, Tim. Because, Tim likes to talk about being a good Southern Baptist as well. And he doesn't talk enough hellfire and damnation to be a Southern Baptist. I have a lot of family members who were Southern Baptist, Tim, or still are Southern Baptist. And I have attended services in a Southern Baptist church up in Roanoke, Virginia, or one of those areas, Lynchburg, which is like deep in, Jerry Falwell country. And I am very familiar with how much they, it's all hellfire and brimstone. And you listen to rock music and have drank and all sorts of stuff. You've never practiced as a Southern Baptist. I promise you that. Because I know my Southern Baptist family, my family who are Southern Baptists, anyway. There we go. All right. Nobody thinks that Tim is truly a pious man. And 11% say it's a journey and he's not perfect. Yeah. We're giving you time there, Tim. So yeah. I came in. So this person you're talking about, yeah, I don't watch that lady. She's tried to get my attention so many times. I think she gave up. Way with the receipts. I know. I know, with my receipts of my baptism. Church of England. Yes. The short and long. Yes. So I'm very familiar with a good old fashioned Anglican style service. So I can recite it off. So yeah. Fake. He is a fake Christian, and he is really. And I'm, and I'm not trying to say I'm the best Christian either. I don't go to church like I used to since the pandemic. But I have somebody, And and I struggle with my faith on occasion too, like any good Christian does. And I've had times where I have attended a lot of things, but I just don't appreciate somebody such as Tim. I always feel like it's not quite what they call affinity fraud, because that's like to get people to invest money into something and using religion in order to kind of get people to kind of feel like they have trust in you. It's not quite like that, but he definitely, I feel, comes out with religion in order to absolve any of his wrongdoings from the past and to talk about really how God is going to favor him. And it's definitely more based, as I said, in prosperity gospel than it is from his background as a Southern Baptist, because he would know if he was a Southern Baptist, it'd be all hellfire and brimstone. It really would be. He wouldn't be up the shopping mall like that. When I remember when I was a teenager and attended one of the Southern Baptist services, because they had like 2 or 3 a day, and we went to all of them on a Sunday, and even they had them at night. I mean, I just remember being a lot of time. We spent a lot of time in those pews with my cousins and my aunt and uncle, and we had been up at the mall. I think they were up in Lynchburg at the time. I want to say it was Lynchburg or Roanoke or one of those areas. I think it might have been Roanoke. Anyway. It's up in Virginia, up in the, still like the Bible Belt area, I guess is what I'm trying to point out. And we had been at the shopping mall the night before. And the next day we went to church because my aunt had dropped us off, my cousins and I. We're all females. We're having a blast. And the next day we went to the mall. And of course, the preacher is like running around the stage. The full baptisms are going on. And I'm sitting there just like, I was like 15, like, what is going on? Because I was attending very dry religious services in the Church of England, in like churches that were really old and damp. Very different from this guy running around the stage, damning everybody, including the teenagers who hung out at the shopping mall where we had been hanging out the night before. So we were already damned that day when we went into the service for having been up at the shopping mall. So yeah, you don't do enough of that. You're too much in the shopping mall, Tim. You're not enough hellfire and brimstone and the damnation. And so you are not a Southern Baptist. In every aspect of life, the sour soda dimmer is what we call a poser. Oh, he absolutely is. Hey, grill guy, come on in. Yeah, the pups are asleep. Junebug had a bath today, so she feels traumatized. Roscoe gets his tomorrow because I literally can have the energy for. I've done 2 in one time, but sometimes I just like I have things to do, so I just drag them in the shower. What can I say? At this time of year, in the summertime, they're outside with the hose. In the wintertime, I just bring them in the shower. It's quick, it's easy, and I had. They had a special on some snow crab legs at Kroger of all places. So I had them, they'll steam them and add the Old Bay and all of that. So I did treat myself to a little bit of those today for the new year. And I usually, with the knuckle meat, I will just, that part of the crab, I'll actually open all that up and I will give that on top of the dog's food because it's cooked. I don't tend to eat that part of the crab, but I don't want to waste that part of the meat. So I had them had to shut them into the bedroom. They were going nuts because they knew I was trying to get the crab picked. He is a fake Christian. You were baptized in the Episcopalian church. Yes. So it's a big difference. Absolutely. Yes. The Episcopalian, which is the church that I attend here, is an Episcopalian church because that is the closest to the Church of England here in the United States. They don't really, unless you find an actual Church of England, but the closest to the sort of traditional Church of England service is the Episcopalian church here. And so, yes, I still am baptized as Church of England. Though I do attend an Episcopalian church and I'm able to, obviously, because I am confirmed able to take confirmation, take communion. I don't even know if Tim can take communion. I mean, I don't even know if they have that type of like, it's like, I don't know. In the Church of England, you cannot take communion unless you have had confirmation. You just can't go up and take communion like that. Not technically, I'm sure there's lots of people in the Episcopalian churches that I attend who take, obviously, communion who have not technically been confirmed, in the way that I had to attend 6 months of confirmation classes every Sunday afternoon or Saturday. It was one day of the weekend at the vicar's house, and we had to go through all these different classes in order to actually be confirmed. Anyway, Happy New Year. All right, so Tim is starting out trying to fool his audience with some crushing it for Christ for the new year. And we're going to start here at a 1.5. At least new year, new strength, finding peace in Jesus calling, January the 1st devotional. And the best part I love about this devotional is how quickly it doesn't start as a devotional. And then how he says within this particular live stream that not his live stream, in his video, that he is having to put other things first, not just be all about himself. And then like the next day, he's all about me, buy me, get me another motorbike. So tonight we're going to cover probably 2 videos because he's put out a few. He's not gone too mad, but he's put out a few. Like I said, I think he got enough in his coffee donations. And thank you to everybody. Stephanie, Grill Guy, Catherine, believe it or not, St. Louis Scott, and Chris Google Maps. Believe it or not, guys, I have never told you guys, but Chris Google Maps donated buy me a coffees for the pups. And I have obviously the receipts. As well as St. Louis Scott, who was grateful that I gave his channel a shout out because he shows investing. And so he was very thankful that I shouted out his channel and donated to buy me a coffee. And I was very happy because it really does go to the pups. Those dogs of mine destroy toys in the matter of seconds. I got them 2 for Christmas and both have already been almost annihilated. And they were like heavy duty toys. Yeah, the Catholic light. Yes. Yeah. The Episcopalian churches are pretty fun. It's very, it's, it follows a familiar pattern. you go into service, you know what's going to happen, and I was always a little bit, this one, they'd have like the first thing in the morning, they had like 3 different ones, but the first one in the morning was like very traditional, like a little bit more like dry, like I'm used to, because there was one in the family service and people would start putting their hands up, like the praise hands. And I'm like, very traditional. And I was there. I like my services for church have got to be really dry in a dusty church. So when I start seeing like praise hands, I'm like, oh, because I really like to have a very, traditional based church and service with something a little bit more austere. I don't like a lot of ceremony. Certainly don't like to see praise hands. But that might be because of my experiences having to attend Southern Baptist services with my cousins as a child. You've never heard Tim pray before he eats? No, I don't think Tim is. Yes, that's a very good point, David. Absolutely. One of my very good friends is a devout Catholic, and we all, we all pray a little bit before our food. We make sure that we are thankful for what we're about to receive. May the Lord make us truly thankful. Amen. It's that quick. Okay, that's it. That's all you say. It takes you 2 seconds. When we're about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful. That's it. You get in, you get out. Doesn't have to be a big old, handhold or anything. But I think it's always good, you know. And then there's obviously what we have, you know, before I, you know, lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Amen. Or you could do the Lord's Prayer, whichever one you prefer. You could do the Our Father, who art in heaven, or you could do the little shorter one. Whichever. Those are the ones I use. It's not too over the top. It's Catholic light. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, I did it all the time. I worked for a Catholic healthcare organization. I have no problem praying before food. Tim also speaks in tongues. Well, yeah, he does speak in tongues. That's when he's got the Ambien with a bottle of O'Dill's in him. All right, let's get this started. Take it away.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota, Tino. January 1st, 2026, a brand new year, a brand new reset, a new start, and everybody's got their mind on something they're going to do new and hopefully stick to those resolutions. Well, I made a video yesterday and I said I might do it again today. And let me tell you, there's no question whatsoever that this video must be seen. This is if you're ever going to watch a Crushing It for Christ video, you must watch this one. If you have any hope, any chance of your resolutions coming true and ones that you don't even know that are there for you, then you must watch this video. Now, before we do, let's get hopped up a little bit more. I've already had a couple, but I've got my coffee all ready to go. Let's just add some cream.
I have so many questions and I'm never going to get the answers. Except that Tim is displaying some really narcissistic personality traits here, in my opinion. I do not treat or diagnose, even though I am a registered nurse and trained to be a nurse educator. Good Lord, I feel like I've been in grad school forever. I've only got my clinicals left and I'm done. So close. But getting ready for clinicals is a lot of work. There's a lot of paperwork and project I need to start to plan and present in order to hopefully get secure a spot. I've got like 6 months to get this done. Seems like a lot of time, but in reality, really isn't. So yeah, it's Tim thinks that Tim is trying to drive traffic, and of course, all of this is monetized. And I think Tim does talk about why he doesn't go to church, but just keep going, Tim. 30 minutes of
and
this.
I have resolutions just like everybody else. I got my water. I just put a bunch of water in the fridge, so I had to move it around and dig it out to get my cream. Look at this cream. This is the first time I've ever in my life bought a half gallon. But man, I feel like I'm rich. I own all this, man. I'm a rich man. Let's put a little cream in there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're rich off the American taxpayer dollar, Tim. That's how you're rich. And everybody else is wasted view times and YouTube, Google AdSense. Make sure you guys hit the likes. That's the only thing I ask you guys to do for me tonight, so that other people know that I'm live streaming. So hopefully I can make a little jingle in order to feed these very expensive dogs and to continue them with the crab meat habit. They're both, oh my gosh, they're so cute. Both of them are sound asleep now. I guess they finally got enough in their bellies to keep them happy.
All right. And I think I'm enjoying the holiday blend this morning that
thank you.
I received from Bob and Kathy. I got the Christmas blend from Saul. My daughter sent me.
It's going to be a while before I get to my clinicals, Anna. I thought one lady who was a nurse educator at this one place reached out to me, but never really got back again. So I was like, darn. And then I do have a list of facilities that are willing to take people in for precepting through like a nurse practitioner organization. So I'm thinking that, and I'm supposed to go in and actually do a staff improvement project or some type of project as a nurse educator. Either could be with the staff, obviously nurses, or could be with patient education, or however they want to do it. And there's a number of nursing assisted living type facilities, and some are close to my home. So I'm going to propose maybe doing that and being able to work with staff if they had any goals of improvements that they potentially needed to make within educating their nursing staff, or and offering my time and expertise to hopefully do something like that, and seeing hopefully willingly that they will be interested. So it's kind of where I'm at. But I also have to make sure that I am also collecting a lot of information as far as vaccinations. I have to get certain screenings done, background checks. I need to pay for insurance in order to go into their facility. There's just a lot of stuff. And it's obviously an expense here in the US anytime you do anything.
McDonald's. I haven't had any McDonald's.
Thank you.
Since last year.
Oh, thank
I'm going to have to
David.
get some McDonald's going today. Plus, I've got Scooter's Coffee. I got a gift card. I mean, I'm rich.
I really appreciate that,
David. I kind of went with a little slacking on the water. So I got some rich gold color. That's like Texas tea right there now.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
That looks like something else, Tim, but I don't know if I can say that word. Thank you so much for that super sticker, David. That was very kind of you. I'm trying to see if I can see what that is. Oh, it's a little hippo crying. Epic fail from Tim. I like that's cute. Thank you. We appreciate it. The puppies appreciate it too. Hey, come on in. You're so smart. Excited for you. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, they just I'm hoping I can win somebody over and let them have me go on in. So, but I need to like prepare my resume and, maybe some of my transcripts and I hopefully be able to present the type of project and I need to take a look further at that so I can include that and submit that to the organization or the facility initially so that I can come in straight away and say, hey, and I've got a list that's fairly recent. So yeah, because you got to do it by yourself. My college doesn't help with placement. So it's something that you have to do. So I've got to get all this stuff done. So that's one of my goals. David is amazing. He is. He's a wonderful support of the channel, as you all are. Come and fix all the NZ info portal. Oh my God. Oh my God. 120,000 records hacked. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Yo, that's an epic electronic medical record fail. That's really bad. Oh my goodness. I've actually worked, believe it or not, with Epic, which is one of the biggest software companies for electronic medical records here in the United States. So a lot of times when staff in hospitals and even in medical offices, one of the most popular software packages for that is one called Epic. And I've worked actually for a healthcare organization at one point, training doctors and staff how to use Epic when I was a nursing student. So that was kind of fun because of my teaching background. So I've had a lot of really fun opportunities. This is from Cougar Sands. Oh, Cougar Sands, you are so kind. Oh, I know. Cougar Sand loves me. Thank you, Cougar Sand. You are my favorite religious person to come into my chat because obviously, I am just a good old-fashioned member of the Church of England over here. So what do I know about Jesus? Who is the Cougar Sam? I have no idea. I have no idea. I almost think they sound like they have a little bit too much education. This is called Manage My Health. It's not bad. I'm with it too. Manage My Health. Yeah, Epic is the very popular one. I'm sure a lot of folk are familiar seeing that when they sign up for their patient portals here. Oh my goodness, we've got a new member. ID 5953 became a YouTube member. Well, thank you so much. Come on in. Come on in. And I've had a lot of fun because I've been doing these shorts lately. And they've been getting great responses. So it was almost tempting me with this great response that I actually could afford to get a month's worth of StreamYard. So thank you guys for that. And that's going to be fantastic because we get the AI shorts and we get more people. We just get a lot more fun and the chat. And I tell you, this other guy I've been looking at, I keep saying I'm going to do a members. I'm going to plan it. I feel a little more, I've got a little bit more energy because I'm not actively in a class at the moment. So I'm not having to use like my Friday night writing discussion boards and reading papers.
So before we get into it, let's do a little sipping
hang out with you guys.
And it's 8:05 a.m. Let's talk about the fireworks last night briefly.
Okay.
Oh, folks, I put the cream to it too. My goodness. Somebody told me about 64 calories in the Walmart cream and no calories in the Publix brand. Well, I believe you, but it's only 50 calories, by the way, on the Walmart brand. That's what they say on the back. Folks, that's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. Man, that's good coffee. Wow. So today I'm supposed to have some food with my neighbors next door, along with some other neighbors. It's some kind of traditional New Year's meal. A lot of you probably know what it is. I've had it before, forget what it is. Is it sauerkraut and something or something like that? Some kind of a traditional thing that people do to give them good luck for the year. Well, I've got the best plan for your good luck, for you to stick with all your resolutions. And
oh yeah, how are you going to help people stick with your resolutions, Tim? I mean, I'm going to give it to Tim for sticking 33 years with his coupon business. But he, as I always said, the minute something went wrong, he had nothing to even tie him over for 6 months. I pretty much had 6 months. And once I exhausted that, that's, I had to go back to work. Thankfully, I was no longer sick. But you just never know what can happen in life, especially when you are someone who lives alone, Tim. And you give really poor advice for people who live alone and are aging potentially alone. And aging is not necessarily a negative thing. But I want to make sure I thank Sammy first for the 5 gifted memberships, Sammy. That was very kind of you. Let me see who got the memberships. Let me do that. Cat Lady Life, Walila, Blue Skies 9870, Gen X. Yeah, I'm excited for you. And Dinger. Oh, that's awesome. Make sure you check Dinger's channel out, everybody. You can drop your link for Dinger in there. Tim will always have a good color in his cup. Yeah. That's why I think. You mean the sample cup? Oh, Tim, I don't think that you're the person to help with. I know you want to be. And have you noticed too? Okay, I don't know. Yesterday he put out some more videos. But he's been disappearing a lot in the afternoon. Just wonder what he's been up to.
And some. I mean, it can be a bang up, unbelievable change in your life if you'll follow what I'm about to share with you, because I'm going to do it. I've been doing it most of my life, and I'm going to kick it up a notch because it's another year. And that's good.
Oh, no.
As many of you know, I am on social.
Tim said he put really? You're on Social Security, Tim? I never guessed. Tim said he was 202 pounds. So he went up at least 12 pounds. And then you have to think the camera adds 10. All right, keep going, Tim. So let's hear him because he's got some. Have you noticed this was supposedly finding peace in Jesus? We haven't heard. And I guess somebody said some stuff in his chat and he switched it around this morning, but we're not going to watch that one.
Security. I am full retirement age. Really? And at 67,
age. I never knew.
I'm also just celebrating my birthday a few days ago. So I have a whole year to enjoy 67. Now that the new year is here and your birthday's coming this year, you might be having one next week, this month, next month, May. But I get to go all.
My favorite thing is when Cougar saying, because I'm going to give some memberships out after this video, is Cougar saying probably getting a membership at some point. But make sure you've ticked the thing to say you accept free memberships to the channel. We'd love to have you as a member.
All the way to the end of the year, like in 2 days before the year ends, before I see 68. So I get to rejoice and live a long time. I'm going to relish every year of my life from now on until I leave this world. And so just to think about my next one is 68. I told you that in 3 years I'll be 70. Little joke that I say. But anyway, let's get back to what this is about. Now, last night.
How is that a joke? I mean, 3 years, that makes sense, Tim. 67 plus 3 equals 70. That's just basic addition. That's not a joke. How's that funny? It's funny now you said that.
I didn't go anywhere. I sat here. There was a World War III going on outside, gunfire, firecrackers, sonic booms, atomic bombs. And then the nuclear war started at midnight. And it went on for a while. And I got, where are they? I put them away already. I bought these new earplugs to ride to put in when I ride my motorcycle to keep the car.
The only way I'll know that Cougar Sand is not Timmy is if they actually send me a super chat or a super sticker during this live stream. If they actually can part with their money, then I'll know it's not Timmy.
Ways that go by, their tires and stuff,
There you go,
and wind
Cougar
noise
Sand.
quieter to save my hearing and to give me a more of a relaxing ride. So I threw those babies in, but not until about close to midnight when I did go to bed. I did stay up. I did. I nodded off a couple of times, but I was up, and I received a couple of Happy New Years from my kids, believe it or not.
Well, we know you were up, Tim, because I was live. And a lot of the stuff you say in this devotional in a little bit, once you get to the Jesus part, sounds like you were watching the live stream. Or at least he was scooting around the channels. I don't think he sits there like religiously watching, but I'm sure he knows it's about. Oh, he's steamy always. Tim, you should feel flattered. We have so much fun talking about all the stuff you say you're going to do in 2026. That's just you talking. Because I mean, I wish I had the, like I said, if I had the real sort of like girl world energy to Tim, I would list down all the lies that he's about to make.
Right after the stroke of midnight. And that was really nice. And plus, thank you to all of you that wore me out. So many of you that have my personal contact information. And then, of course, many, many more of you in the comments that wished me a happy new year. And there were so many. I tried to answer some right back at you. And this is my gift and my thing I want to share with you guys of how to start off your year and keep your resolutions coming and how to succeed at them. And then, like I said, I keep repeating myself, above and beyond anything you have any idea about. Man, that's good call. Now, nothing's changed.
How is he helping other people with their resolutions when he can't maintain his own? He resolved to get to a 100K plaque, and that didn't happen. He resolves on these, diets, and he doesn't stick with them long. Okay? Like, his ability to maintain any type of diet for any length of time is not very long. For example, obviously, I've been kind of the way I eat, obviously doesn't match everybody's way. It works for me. But for the longest time, I was, a strict vegetarian from like 15 years old. I want to say around that age up to probably mid 20s when I was in a time in Mexico and I moved to a pescatarian diet. And then I kind of stayed on a pescatarian diet for quite a long time. And then I moved to a very strict vegan diet suddenly. Then that was for health reasons in 2018 and maintained that diet for 6 years, very strict. Like my friends were like, oh God. And then I got really sick and I was still remaining vegan. And then kind of like at the end of that, I was just like, darn, I weighed next to nothing. I need to put on weight. I went back to being a pescatarian again, which, because I was kind of, but that's probably, and then I still have some vague limitations about dairy. Like I don't like to put like full milk or cream. I'll do a little tiny bit of cheese. But as far as adding it to drinks, no, like I stay away from half and half, any of that stuff. I do almond milk because I don't think it spikes my blood sugar the same way that say an oat milk would. Anyway, that's more than enough. I'm gonna get violated for terms of service. But Tim has no ability to resolve and stick to anything. It's just ironic that he should be here saying that he's gonna help other people out. It's just clickbait for his channel, of course.
As far as the first thing, the first sense of accomplishment,
a New
Year's resolution, I hope you'll join me, is to make your bed. I made my bed. I don't ever lie. I always show. I just can't walk away from it without making it. Every day, every morning, I might take care of some ablutions or whatever before, but I don't get started on anything until I make that bed. And then I come out here this morning and I thought about what I said last night and what I read. And
somebody brought up a really good point, Tim, to me in my comment section, and I apologize for the community member whose name escapes me, and you know who you are, but thank you. They made a very good point. You should let those sheets air out for a while. before you go ahead and make the bed straight away. Those things need to air. Then you can make the bed. That's why a lot of people take them off and, maybe, shake them out a wee bit. Just make the bed like that. Let it air out for a wee bit. So that makes me feel better. Shoot, in England where I grew up, certain parts of like you go down into like Leaport Council Estate or anything, you see like a million duvets hanging outside windows. It was not unusual. Everyone in England used to hang those duvets. I don't know if that happens in New Zealand, Catherine, but I don't. And you go into certain neighborhoods in England, I'm sure it still happens. Just duvets hanging out the windows for everywhere, trying to air that bedding.
Thought about, the devotional. And I opened it up like I do most mornings and took a peek at what it said. I was very intrigued about, being the first of the year. What was the devotional? What did Sarah Young, the author, pull from the Bible and share in this book, this amazing devotional book for the first day? Well, God was really speaking to me because not only did I find something I have to share with you in here, but I also put on, which is all I watch now. I can't tell you the last time I watched any network news. I put on YouTube. Now, you've heard.
Yeah, I think Tim's now living in the RV. I don't think Tammy is gone. Tammy is nowhere in sight. Tim is now a resident. He showers at the gym and sleeps. Yeah, I think Tim is here. He takes his laundry to Raffaella's. That's why he wanted to stay at Ted and Jolene so long. He was hoping they'd let him stay till New Year.
The saying is, you are what you eat. That's my opinion. You show me who your friends are. I'll tell you all about yourself. You hang out in an outhouse long enough, you're going to come out stinking. And whatever you watch on YouTube is what they're going to suggest for you to watch on the next video.
Oh, no.
And last night and yesterday.
You get in trouble with the housing association around here putting anything out. I get horrified if I see someone hanging out their duvets or something in my neighborhood. It's like, don't you dare take my property prices like that. This is a fancy part of town.
I've been on a religious, I don't know what that, it's a loose word there, a God kick of asking God to, help me and guide me into this new year. I went through a lot of changes. Maybe a lot of you have gone through some major changes in your life, some small, some big, but they're important changes to you. And
yeah, we still haven't banned them from the chat. Hey, it all helps me in the algorithm. Why do I care? As long as they give me a like as long as they give me a like, I don't care. And since they haven't donated me any money, I'm guessing it is Tim.
I want to be sure, I don't want to move further away from where I was if it's not the right thing to do. Let me turn that heater off right now. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Sorry. We do not need the heat. It's 47 degrees out there. Maybe before this video is over, I will need it. That'll shut off in a minute, but now that it kicked on, it takes a second to shut off. So I was asking God, I was praying. I was like, please help me, nudge me, show me what you want me to do in my life.
Oh, God.
Not give me more money, give me more subscribers, give me, travel, give me this motorcycle and all the stuff I need, give me a trailer.
This changes by the following day. He's talking about buying a second motorbike. This is why this needs to be almost clipped for prosperity. Because if you remember in our New Year's Eve live stream, and thank you for all of you who generously were here with me since I hang with the puppies, since one of my dogs is petrified of the fireworks and I forgot to get her some trazodone or whatever the gel was one we had. They gave me a gel thing that we gave her. So I had to insert in her gums. Anyway, I spoke and I think we all kind of said like, everything that he says is always about what he does to himself. He never speaks about anything for anybody else, Like the fun thing about, kind of offering this project is that I have an opportunity potentially to go into a place and make a difference in how their staff is able to have their nursing practice. It would be interesting to work on something, I have obviously a lot of experience having done, I have worked in long-term care facilities and in obviously dealing with hospice patients, nursing. One of the things that obviously you want to get a good broad background in order to be a very good nurse, because you're going to encounter many a different disease process. So it's good to be broad in your practice. And he is just talking about, like, it's not just going to be for me. Like, he has like this epiphany for like 30 seconds, and then he's back to his usual self. So it's always prosperity for me. Just how his audience isn't just tired of this guy coming out talking about how he rocks and rolls like this all the time is just beyond me.
Important. Give me. No. Because after reading the devotional today and yesterday and studying on the word a little bit and some things that I saw on YouTube that I was just trying to allude to, I realized that, and we all know that we're not to want, it's not bad to want for yourself, but we're to seek him first and ask him, what is it you want me to be? What do you want me to do? We're open doors, bring people in my life. How can I be of assistance as a servant of the Lord Jesus Christ? You went to the cross, you hung on the cross, you were crucified, you were spat on, you were mocked and scoffed, you bled out for me, even if I was the only person on this planet. And you did it for all of us, that we had no chance of ever seeing heaven or eternal life without the sacrificial blood that Jesus shed on that cross for us. So I kind of had an epiphany. I was like, man, and he's done so many things in my 67 years in my life, from when I was a little kid, just different things. Too many to list, and I'm sure for your life too. The front of my life in 2026 than I had him even last year. I mean, if I can just keep him right in front of me every day, all day, for the rest of my life, because without him, I'm nothing. And
yeah, Jesus saw that, Tim. That's why this is Happy New Year, me. Because it's still me. It's wild. Just at this age, Tim, I would just hope you could just aren't constant purchases, and then the highs one gets part of a mental disorder, as high as a kite today. I mean, you do get a rush of feeling like it's like that. It's like right before you go to swipe. It's like that, the rush. You can get dopamine and serotonin. Shopping is an addiction for some people. Then just that cha-ching, just the whole idea of the afterwards, great deal of remorse often follows. But the actual shopping itself, yes, something about that process of the purchase itself can give people a rush. Absolutely, yes, absolutely. I'm sure it's. I know it's probably shopping is probably listed or in the. I'll have to take a quick peek-see in the DSM-5. Probably under some type of disordered with the addiction type. But yeah, definitely. There's definite highs in that. So, he is a taxpayer fraudster inside this tin can here. That's why I take fun. It's not because I would ever, like I say, to denigrate somebody who lives in whatever their situation can afford them. I really am opposed to that type of belittling of people. But Tim is just a special case because he thinks he's better than everybody else. He has treated wait staff and people who work in service industries absolutely appallingly. And so in my way to kind of get under his narcissistic skin, and it works because you hear him get all angry sometimes on his channel and on his videos talking about people calling his home a trailer, and I'm probably the one who's the biggest offender on that, and I do it on purpose because I'm getting under his skin. And he takes the bait.
So we're going to read this in just a moment, but I want to tell you, if you've got some plans and you're going to start them today and you're all ready to, the gyms are closed. You can't even go to the gym on your first day of wanting to exercise. I think mine are closed New Year's Day. They might be open. Who knows? It's a big day for them.
You know what, Tim? That's why you have one of those phones so you can look at the dates and stuff. Make sure you join in the poll. I've only got 87 votes. That thing should be over 100 by now.
I'm going to get out and walk though, right after this video. But
no, I don't think.
Try to stay focused, Baker.
I don't think so.
When I watch the YouTube videos on some religious stuff, I got some music things coming in front of me. I've got some AI things, which aren't bad. You know, they really take the world information of the Bible
we
and
know.
create. I use AI every day. I talk to Google Gemini, and there's a lot of good in it.
Oh, I'm sure I'm the channel he has had the most strikes levied against. But thankfully, my counter notification has been forwarded to Tim, and we are on countdown. There's been some holiday, so it's going to take a little bit longer, you know, but it was accepted, as we know. So Tim needs to be starting his legal process against me. I hope that's going well with the attorneys, Tim, at the moment, and whatever copyright legal process that you're taking against me. I guess we'll see you in court soon, hey?
You know, using the right way. And there's a lot of AI generated YouTube videos now for about everything.
Let's get the likes
and
up.
so
Thank
this
you.
musical stuff I was listening to, I said, what if John 3:16 was a song? And that particular channel had all the famous verses in the Bible. It all had the same title. What if this?
No, travel trailers on. And we're actually going to take a quick peek about 8 purchases retirees say ruined everything. And I think the first one is going to be appropriate for Tim. We're just going to watch a little bit of it from a channel called Keith Vests. And hopefully they'll let me use Creative Commons attributions and not give me a copyright strike. Otherwise, I'll just send them a counter notification about fair use. So don't do that to me, little channel.
Was a song. It was kind of a country sound to it. It was not, I won't say somber, but it was very holy. And I was sitting here this morning. I was moved by the Spirit by that. And then I searched it. Another thing came up in my feed, and it was all young women actually that had the videos were different headshots of all these young ladies giving a testimony. And I was surprised at the knowledge, the enthusiasm, and just the way it was delivered of their little 3-minute up to 10-minute videos of encouragement, testimonies, and everything else. And I was like very impressed that our young people that knew that much about the Bible and were following Jesus Christ. It was very inspirational to me. I watched a half a dozen. There's a lot more on.
Oh, yeah, we know you were just looking. Tim, this isn't sounding like you think it does. Stick to the Franklin Graham, okay? Don't be looking at young ladies talking about Jesus. That just makes you sound like creepy guy again, okay? We already know you're a creep around women. You've taken so many creepy videos of women, Tim. You are one of... This is the reason why we just don't stop making commentary around you, Tim. You are a creepy man around women. And then you want to turn around and say that I make reaction videos and anybody else who's a female because we're obsessed with you, or you have thwarted all advances. Like, I would be interested in an old rundown dog like you living in a trailer. Absolutely astounding levels of mental gymnastics, Tim, that you have to get to that, and to tell your audience that on a regular basis is just such a lie. Absolutely. It's just ridiculous. It's sad, actually. It's pathetic and it's sad. I make commentary, Tim, around you because you are an individual who uses a YouTube platform as an absolute locale. Not only do you overshare information, you are somebody who is a dirty, deleting individual who has put up videos about how you have taken huge sums of money, and then you called it recently like a small business loan. What, from the Small Business Administration, Tim? You're just so dishonest. Absolutely dishonest. And then you talked about your friends, or sorry, people that were your friends. You keep calling them turncoats. And yes, JJ doesn't seem to have his channel, but maybe it was his goal just to end the nonsense at the end of 2025. Like, peace out, you know? Because I know that JJ was was a man unimpressed with every way, because he had you in his home multiple times as a friend. He thought you were his friend. You're the dang turncoat, Tim.
There that I want to go back and look at. And I mean, I've never heard such a delivery. It was really good. So I had a real shot in the arm this morning. Then I read the devotional and I said, I got to put a video up. I said all that to say, let's just read it now and I'll talk a little bit more, because this is really going to hit home to you of where you need to be right now.
Yes, where you need to be right now, aligning yourself with God, because Tim is such a devout Christian who follows the teachings of Jesus so well. Didn't you see him out there, giving meals to the homeless? He hasn't even, have you noticed that we haven't recently, when was the last time you saw a pay it forward at a McDonald's? Do you think he would pay it forward with his Scooter's gift card in the line, the one his daughter gives him?
Before you even begin thinking
I
about
haven't seen it in a
accomplishing
long time.
what you've got
Oh my
planned to do this year with your
gosh!
New Year's resolutions. And it's my prayer that each and every one of
Oh
you
my
have great health and success,
gosh!
and that you grow in your relationship.
Cheekbones, I was just thinking of you. How are all your grandbabies? Oh my gosh. This is Cheekbones, my wonderful friend who is a registered dietitian. And when I have been criticized, Cheekbones, for having the audacity to have conversations around food as a registered nurse, I have not had people dare to point out a lot of times that I've had your wonderful self here as a registered dietitian to have a interprofessional collaboration on this channel, which I've always loved. She says, hello, love, been busy with the grad. Oh, number 2, yeah, miss you. Best for 2026. Well, I know you're going to be busy. I'm so excited about the grandbabies. I will be doing a foodie live. I'm planning that because she's trying to bees herself to the hospital. And her blood pressure was high. So we know the kidneys are hanging on for dear life. It's so wonderful to see you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh, that's wonderful. Look at Tim. He's preaching, guys. Hold on. Make sure you're down, kneeling, and praying. Preacher Tim is out here, guys. Let's keep going.
Relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ all year long, stronger and stronger and stronger, that it just keeps growing, and you'll listen to his word, and you'll prepare for the attacks that will come against you. Believe me. And it'll try to discourage you, but stick in there because you will win. I'm winning. I always come out on top. And there's been lots of things that's come against me on social media and everything else, and nothing. When I put on the breastplate of armor, like it says in Ephesians 6, I always come out winning. And so I've really developed a pretty thick.
Hey, actually, this time, Tim, you haven't, because you have struck my channel. And thanks to this wonderful community and my not cares about my personal information, which you have blasted online, and you have also threatened to come to my home city of Virginia Beach, which means that every month I now pay for a Ring camera outside my front door, Tim, to video if you do show up. And have been, which is unusual for an English person, considering other means of security to my home, other than the 2 pit bulls that I have here. So I have, had to up the ante in my security because of your shenanigans, because you feel that you have abilities to strike people's content, even when it's under fair use, for people who criticize you. Because one, you're just a terrible liar out here. Secondly, you were horrific towards JJ and specifically Bev when Bev had been diagnosed with breast cancer. You deleted comments wishing her the best from your videos. You're horrific. You did nothing for them. Horrific. You took off with Johnny Vegas's golf club. I can't even imagine what 2026 is going to bring us. You sat there while Tammy talked about throwing a drink into a service worker's face. You have flashed Jolene's hoo-ha. You have, this is just in 1 year. You came in with a black eye and we don't know from where. And you said it was from doing preacher seats into a swimming pool. Yeah, right.
Skin and a deep understanding that when I see things like that, it's just an opportunity. It doesn't even affect me. All right. But here's what today says. January 1st, 2026. God comes to us and says, through this devotional, through the writing of Sarah Young that she's gotten from the Bible. And I'm going to read the verses here that you can see. This is from the Bible. And listen to this. Come to me with a teachable spirit, eager to be changed. All right. Let's just walk through this a little slower today. To come to me with a teachable spirit, eager to be changed. When you go into a sales seminar, or you go into some kind of thing that you already have experience in, and you're like, you can't learn me anything. That's right. I said that. You can't learn me nothing. I'm from the South because I'm unteachable. I know more than you. I'll do the teaching around here. That's where God says, he humbles the proud, and what's the word that he raises the humble? So go in to a teachable spirit, eager to be changed. That Father, I know some things. You've been working in my life. I know some stuff, but I want to be changed to even better. A close walk with me is a life of continual newness. So if you want newness this year, and that's what you're saying you want with your what do they call it? Our New Year's resolutions. Then if you want newness, he just simply tells you right here, a close walk with him is a life of continual newness.
Oh, I'm sure he was excited. He had so many views on this particular. He didn't put it crushing it for Christ. He kind of finding peace in Jesus calling. January 1st devotional. I wonder how long he will keep this up. He gave one out today. Is it a daily thing now? And we're going to go back to the beginning of this book. The big print Bible is gone. He probably put that thing on Facebook Marketplace.
How inspirational is that? Okay. Do not cling to old ways as you step into a new year. Well, we don't want to cling to them, right? We want a new change. You're asking for it. You want to do it, but do not make the mistake of doing this on.
Well, that's the next video we're going to watch. It's the one about him wanting to buy another bike. Because he goes from this one saying, oh, it's not about me. It's not about me. You know, to suddenly talking all about himself again. It took him a day. Took him less than 24 hours almost. But he's out here, you know, preaching the word of the Lord for the rest of us, you know, who've never understood anything. Tim is the least of the. He's very much. It's about him. Tim doesn't even know really compassion. I don't think
on your own. Without him, that's going to be your biggest error. If you go into today, whatever your resolutions are and what you want to do better, do harder, change things, quit things, start things, then start right here. This is where he says, do not cling to old ways as you step into the new year. Instead, seek my face with an open mind, knowing that your journey with me involves being transformed by the renewing of your mind. Now, how many times have you heard that verse in the Bible and taught in Sunday school?
Oh, Tim always likes to thank you, Bernie. That was so sweet. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. and I appreciate that donation to the community and the puppies. I'm thinking this has been such a good donation tonight. I might get myself a slightly better version of StreamYard this month because it's been such a bumper evening. So yeah. So it's a trailer. It is a trailer. He gets upset. You know, he gets upset when we call it a trailer, guys. He gets very upset. He skewed the collaborations. He doesn't have collaborations. Oh, unwanted items in the dumpster? Yes. He doesn't do any, you know, I can't. And I mean, it breaks my heart to throw anything out. Like I was taking bows off of the, you know, today I was taking down finally all the little things I put outside for Christmas. Like all the Christmas came down the day from outside, all the wreaths and everything. And I need to get a new little flag out. And I put a different wreath up on the front door, you know, the one for the wintry time. It was all that season. You know, Tim is blessed with the smallest tin can in the trailer park. Oh, he absolutely is. But he's, you know, but they're just living the life. He showed that recently.
Sermons you've heard about the renewing
living
of your
the
mind.
life.
And this is where God comes in, and when he comes into your heart and he changes the Holy Spirit, renewing your mind. And as you meditate on God day and night, as the Bible teaches us to do, you will have a renewing of your mind. You know, you have a renewing of your mind when you all of a sudden
Tim, why do you choose so much violence against my channel and striking it then? And I wanted to go back to that point about you winning. You have never won a strike against me yet. Every single one of those strikes that you have ever levied against my channel, Tim, has dropped off within 2 weeks at least. I've never kept one of your strikes and had it drop off in the 90-day period. I have always counter notified you and told you that you need to take me into a court of law in order to resolve this matter, of which you have not. Keep abusing their copyright system, Tim. Keep doing it. It could catch up with you one day.
day you go on TikTok or YouTube or the
Well,
media, Fox News or CNN,
oh
and you
no.
make it your life's mission to renew your mind. Let me find out what the truth is out there in the world. Let me look at
Yeah.
TikTok and YouTube and disparaging information and lies.
So that means I win, because what happens is my strike disappears and then my video goes back up onto YouTube. So I get my views added back onto my channel and I get my video, and then I get to let everybody know that the video that Tim tried to strike away is back up to be seen, in the hopes that people will go back and give me another watch in order just to kind of stick it to Tim. And so if you want to do that, help the channel out, that would be great. Because it will be back in a little bit of time. It's the holiday season. So obviously it's 10 business days will take a little bit longer, but it's already been since the start of this week or whenever. I can't even remember. Probably I think the start of this week since it was submitted. And so he's had it a few days now. So we're already tick-tocking on that clock, Tim.
And deception that are drama, and if it bleeds, it leads. People love the drama, the action, and all that stuff. What's it about? Is that true? Oh, let me watch some more, and then you get a renewed mind. All right.
I know. I am literally only exposing a fraud, and a fraud in so many ways. One, he's an absolute fraud with his content on YouTube. All of his content is just a regurgitation of somebody else, and now he's going to get me for regurgitation. But if I'm talking about something within the field of medicine, it's because I actually work in that field. Yes. Have I studied in order to be able to then disseminate this information? Yes. But if we had to go into a long-held conversation around topics, say, for example, Tim, if you had to have a topic around Social Security and I had to have a topic around, say, blood pressure, the management of blood pressure and drugs used for blood pressure and anything around blood pressure, I promise you my conversation or the number of questions that somebody would be able to ask me and I would be able to answer with expertise would outpace your ability to do the same for Social Security. That's the difference between somebody who's just regurgitating some information and somebody who actually has expertise in the topic.
You get a renewed sewer gutter mind, and it's very addictive. People get into drugs. They're like, oh, everybody's doing it. Let me just try it once. Let me try drinking a little bit. Let me try crack. Let me try cocaine. Let me shoot up something. And, they jump off the cliff, and they get renewed, all right, to the devil's way. The devil says, hey.
Who is watching? Why? If you heard this guy at this moment, who, Tim, do you not understand where our audience is all age? It's like 40 upwards. And 40 would be young for some of my audience members. And that's more for my foodie content rather than you, Tim. This is definitely retiree age, Gen X, boomer upwards. Okay? So who out here doing all these hard drugs and stuff? Here we are, getting in the devil. Look at him. Look at that devil. Look at this devil.
Everybody's doing it. It's no problem. It's cool. What's a little this, a little that? What about a potty mouth? What's a little cuss word here and there? No, damn is in the Bible.
Well, Source Soda Tim, thank you so much. Make sure you check out Source Soda Tim's channel and his shorts. They're hilarious. Obviously, we know his Tim is way too good looking, but they're very funny. If you want to drop a link, mods of Source Soda Tim's channel in the chat, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Thank you. He thank you for that generosity. Thank you. Potty mouth. He can't talk. Oh, he gets a real potty mouth sometimes. Oh, when he gets all angry about the turncoats and stuff, he's just, but his supports, he still has this hardcore supporters though. I'll give it to Tim.
And with a sense of humor. I'm just talking about going around talking like a drunk sailor, like so many people do. You meet somebody and they haven't even met you. They don't know you from Adam's house cat. And they're just dropping the F-bombs left and right. A guy meets you and he thinks, hey, you're a guy, I'm a guy. Let's just drop the F-bomb every other word. He doesn't know that you might be, offended by that. I certainly don't want to offend you. You wouldn't walk up to a lady and help her out with her groceries or something. And let me get those effing groceries for you. You wouldn't say that. So watch yourself. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. You're not going to go away and instead seek my face. Okay. Did
somebody cuss at him at the RV park? Like Tim back in his day when he went drinking and out on his motorbike and smoking the Mary Jane, went dropping F-bombs left, right, and center out on the sand rail and stuff. I just think I don't like the holier than thou. None of us are perfect. That's, that's why we talk about our sins. None of us are perfect, I only talk about this, Tim, because you seem to assume you all, in light of some really not great things that you have done, specifically around taking a very large amount of money during the time when that should have gone to legitimate businesses that were needing to keep their doors open and needing to pay staff. It wasn't to go for you to pay off personal debts and to buy personal items such as vehicles and trailers and campers and whatever else. And then to use that falsely in order to promote your YouTube channel. And you can sit out here and espout all the gospel from Jesus calling that you all want to talk about. But at the end of the day, Tim, at your core, you have been a thief and a con artist.
Transformed by the renewing of your mind. As you focus your thoughts on me, be aware that I am fully attentive to you. So be aware that when you start focusing on God, that you've got his full attention. He is fully attentive to you. And look what he says right after that.
Well, he talked about off and on drinking, and then we saw that he had a wine glass, and I think Tam had already left town. So somebody was over there drinking wine. Because Tim says he doesn't drink water, so he wasn't using it as a water glass, that's for sure. And I have a feeling that Tim's a drink straight from the bottle kind of Coke guy.
I see you with a steady eye because my attention span is infinite. How long is your attention span? About 3 seconds, right? About not even a minute, most people's attention span. If they start thinking about things, reading a book, or you're talking to them, you can see you're the farthest thing from their mind. You're just sitting there just talking words into space. They're not even listening to you. And that's something that you need to start listening to God. Don't be like he says in the beginning, come to me with an open mind, eager to learn and for change. Check your ego at the door. Today, check yourself. Renew your mind. Don't say, well, wait, are you the same guy? That's what they told Jesus. Aren't you Mary's and Joseph's son? Aren't you the carpenter guy? So
water is more like the thing with the gremlins. If it goes near him after midnight, he's just gonna pop out those wild, nasty things. He says he hates drinking water.
No one's ever like a hero or
about that
or something in their own hometown. The people that know them, they're like, are you claiming to be somebody? Aren't you the guy that? Yeah. So that's the problem that Jesus had too. My attention span is infinite. I know and understand you completely.
You talking about people's attention span. Tim, do you understand the amount of attention that I have to warrant when I'm on the floor with patients? It's pretty much it requires my full attention at all times, which could go, and with charting. It is intense. That's why sometimes I used to come home after having done 4 days in a row, having had to do an extra and long shifts with it, 14, 15 hours every shift. And I'm talking some, long. I literally, by the fourth day, by the time I would come home, I would be just almost crying because I'd just be so tired. That's why you hear about these poor nurses that get into car accidents and stuff coming home from their shifts. Just exhaustion, Tim. He's no idea. He's just no idea.
My thoughts embrace you in everlasting love. Everlasting love. I also know the plans. This is it. This is the crux. Listen to me right here. I know and understand you completely. My thoughts embrace you in everlasting love. I also know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Give yourself fully to this adventure of increasing attentiveness to my presence. So give yourself fully. That's what you need to do this day. This is your resolution, to give yourself fully to this adventure. Of what's the adventure? That he has plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future.
To prosper. Prosper to it's. He never talks about what he ever going to do for anybody else. Just, if I just talk to the Lord enough, He's going to give it to me. That's not how life works, Tim. Yeah, you actually also have to put your part into it. It's not just praying.
And all your resolutions are some kind of hope and a future that you'll look better, feel better, act better, do better, make more, something, right? Well, quit relying on self and just do the simple way right here. And then give yourself fully to this adventure of increasing attentiveness and increasing each day, more attentive, more prayer, more listening, more reading your Bible, more going out and asking God.
Oh, I still hear of people having their loans looked at. They're usually looking at larger, it seems like the PPP, because those were the ones that were fully forgiven. And I think Tim had been more conservative on that. But with the EIDL, that was just outrageous. He took out a very large sum of money. So he was potentially saying, because that was supposedly 6 months worth of a business to run. So he was literally saying that it cost him $52,400 to pay Tim for his business with his door-to-door, belly-to-belly oil change coupons. That he was making over $100,000 a year in sales. And if that were the case, then he should have owned a home and had, I mean, for somebody who was living the way he was, how did you not supposedly have had more assets to your name? Otherwise, you're just spending every penny you ever make.
To help you with every decision that you make. To his presence. He's always with you. He says right there that he's got a never-ending span of attentiveness.
Hey, Styler.
Right? Yeah, let's read the three.
If you guys want to drop Styler's channel, I caught one of your videos. It was really funny, Styler. Sometimes I watch them on my TV, so I do always make sure to like. So sometimes I do try to connect my TV with my phone so I can make comments, guys. But so to let you guys know, but I'm always catching your stuff. So, and I saw the one that you had with all of Tim's different shots carrying his pew pew. I mean, especially when he gets mad at the hater channels, considering I'm a female, that's the day he really likes to holster up. Or sometimes I almost felt like he was doing that towards potentially some of the other channels as well. Like when he was getting upset about stuff, he likes to act all manly and get his pew pew on. So that was a good video. Thank you for that one. Enjoyed
verses in the Bible that the author come up with this, and tell me if this is not spot on. The first one is in the book of Psalm, Psalm 27, verse 8, and this is in the ESV, the English Standard Version, and it says, "You have said, seek my face. My heart says to you."
I don't listen to those stories because I had a teenage mother.
Your face, Lord, I do seek. The next one is from Romans. Romans is an amazing book in the New Testament that you should read. It's very engaging.
Yeah, Tim. Yeah. Okay. It says the man who never read Romans.
It's very interesting. It'll hold your attention. I've always said to read Psalms are very encouraging and all that kind of stuff. But Romans is a story that Paul tells, and you'll really love it. Okay. So Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed.
This man will never show up to a church. He'll never take part in the Harvest Festival. He'll never give a donation. He'll never at the start of the school year, have one of the kids' names that you do and you pick the kid and then every day. I actually didn't realize I got one of my own kids that I knew from taking care of them, babysitting. And so when they were starting the school year, each day you would say a prayer for the student. And so I don't think Tim has ever really participated. Tim believes that all of his faith needs to come from him having a monetized Crushing It for Christ video that absolves him for all of the shenanigans that he does towards everybody, even on this platform.
By the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and prove what God's will is.
Yes.
His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Only by renewing of your mind, then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is. His good, pleasing, and perfect will. And the last one is in the book of Jeremiah in the Old Testament. It's chapter 29, verse 11. And it says, "For I know the plans I have for you.
Well,
declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm.
I appreciated Beef Stew's video with all his pew-pews. And he can be rowdy too.
Harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future.
Trolls,
Verbatim of what Sarah Young wrote in this devotional. This is a very, very good book, the Jesus Calling devotional. And you're not just reading a devotional every morning, but then you've got the scriptures to back it up. And it just gives you a deeper understanding and more of an encouragement of how, and this one just jumped off the pages to me today because it's so appropriate for January 1st. So many people today are waking up and they're going to begin all the resolutions. Maybe some people didn't.
Well, if he misbehaves, he's going to find himself banned. I'll take all the engagement. I don't care about trolls. Part of being on the platform. As long as he behaves, the minute he gets wild, he'll go. But I did appreciate the thing with all the pew-pews, though.
Even make one. I think it's a silly idea. Well, it's not a silly idea to change life. It's never too late, even if it's today or tomorrow.
Good looking out, guys.
To come to Christ and to ask for forgiveness for your sins, make him Lord of your life, seek him all day, every day, asking him to show you the plans he has for your life. Remember the famous line, if you want to make God laugh, just tell him what your plans are.
Don't worry, we always put them in check. Oh, they're always trying to give themselves different names and stuff too, because they can't make it on their original names, and he's desperate to get an audience. But if he's giving me views and helping my algorithm, I'll take it. They don't think I can take the trolls. I'll take them all day. Tim's my biggest one.
I make personal plans and talk about what I'm going to do this year, riding my motorcycle, my gold across the country. And I'm sure that likely that will come to fruition because he blessed me and gave it to me. He also gave me this RV that I live in and made it available because it's on wheels to go and. Because
I think Tim is, you can't play both sides because Tim will ban you off his channel. I promise you. Tim doesn't like that. He says that unless you send him lots of money. But obviously, Chris Google Maps fell out with Tim because Chris Google Maps sent me buy me a coffee this Christmas. Thank you, Chris. And not to Tim, I don't believe. So Tim has not had some of his very loyal followers are no longer following him like that. That's not good, Tim. That's not a way to be nice to your community. See, this is where all of these people are absolute locals. You got to be careful, Stuart. You'll be a local too.
Visit other places in the summer when it's hot here, or go across the country and do some camping because he knows and wants to bless me that this is what gets me off. This is what I love. I'm not asking, for a home on the ocean. I'm not asking for $1 million. I'll take it. But really, he's like, look.
No, Tim wants all of those things. That Tim, the laugh behind it, and I'll take them. We know you would. None of us would refuse $1 million. I would make sure. Difference is Tim would buy some depreciating assets, and I would try to invest it. And Tim, you wouldn't want a house on the ocean because you don't like to maintain anything. A home on the ocean? My goodness. Do you know what the maintenance on one of those types of homes is? I had a ex who used to paint all the most expensive homes in Virginia Beach. And they have to be painted constantly. The upkeep on these things is astronomical, Tim. My God. If anywhere along the East Coast, here also in Virginia Beach are some very, very large properties that are just, I can't even imagine. Probably their electric bill in the year is probably more than my annual income.
Look, this is going to be and the people I'm going to put in your path. And then he gave me this blessing to be on this platform of social media called YouTube. And not only is it something that I just love to share my life and talk about things. And I guess I'm using my skill set that he gave me as far as communication goes. But it might help somebody. If it helps one person today watching this video, if it gives you some encouragement, then it's good. And God is happy too. And if it gets viewed tomorrow or next month, because it's always going to be on the internet, and somebody else picks it up, it's the right timing that God gives them ears to hear and eyes to see, and they tune into this video or another video like I did this morning, and it just jumped off the screen at me, and the words jumped off that page to me, and the book.
Tim, that's not even how you really, I've always said this to you, Tim, that's not how you read the Bible. It's not about, you don't just open up the page and think, oh, the Lord's going to tell me that's the passage I need to read. That's not how you read the Bible. That's how it works. That's what my pastor told me anyway.
The Bible, you can read a scripture many, many times and have a different meaning to you one day, where God opens your eyes and your
He
ears to
returned
give
it.
you a
That's
deeper
what I'm
understanding.
thinking.
He doesn't give you any more than you can handle. But I can promise you, if you want to succeed
Oh
in
no,
2026,
nothing more than yes, we know that, Tim. He's still talking about how this favors him. There's never like what type of challenges that he can overcome. That it's just about and the YouTube platform. Yes, we know the YouTube platform prospered you, Tim. You regurgitated somebody else's social security video, and somehow it got picked up in the algorithm because you probably used an AI or something. You probably copied someone's title. Let's be honest. There's not the original thought in Tim's head.
and you want to cut out all the noise and to renew your mind and not to be part of this world that is ever changing, that we definitely are in end times. That may not be in our lifetime, but these are some very, if you want to focus on them, very.
I know, another lie he got caught in. How can somebody talk about being a good Christian and lie about who sent him a Bible? This is just, this is why you're so entertaining, Tim. You just don't understand. You put it all out here and then you'll delete it down sometimes. Just because you need to get the content out and you're desperate to figure out you don't have any real hobbies other than playing with stolen golf clubs. And you don't like to do that unless somebody else is paying for the golf. You played like one game in Florida, and I think you bitched and moaned the whole entire time about how expensive it was. That's just part of the cost of running your channel. And if you find that the golf videos aren't getting you views, then that's probably not where you invest your money. I don't think the motorcycle is ever going to recoup its cost on your channel, Tim, to be honest. I don't think you'll make $26,000 on those motorcycle videos.
Evil times. We see and hear things that
Evil
the devil loves to
times,
throw at us
not the
through
evil
these phones, our
times.
computers, and on the TV, of all this nastiness and hatefulness and just dangerous stuff and these violent things that people do and all that. It can make you fearful and that there's no hope. And some people like it, and other people just can't stop watching it. Turn it off. Turn it out. Make that your resolution. Man, that's what I did. And now I look at it.
I was going to call it for him. I wanted to name it the Blue Coffin because it's never good to ride a motorcycle. It's an organ donor.
It's just like a guy trying to show me a magic trick or a card trick that I know is so simple. Like, you're not fooling me. I'm not even entertained. It's boring. And that's exactly what I see now when I watch the media and I hear certain things or see certain things, whether it be against me or you or them. It's just people that are just lost souls. And I just forget about it. And I'm just.
Oh my God. I'm a lost soul. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm a lost soul. My making commentary around Sarasota Tim means I'm a lost soul. Well, it's a good job I renew my soul when I go take care of my pediatric patients, Tim. Luckily, I can renew my soul in doing the work of Jesus as a nurse.
Just encouraging you to walk with God today, right now. After you watch this video, if you're not saved, invite God into your life and read the book of Romans. Read some Psalms. You got a Bible? Buy a Bible. You don't want to buy a Bible? Open the Bible app on your phone. Download it. Have it read to you. Find a few minutes and pray first that God will speak to you through his word to get you to get some kind of root, some kind of, even if you're already a Christian and been a Christian your whole life, maybe you've kind of drifted away a little bit. It's been a while since you've talked to God. And
yeah, well, Tim is like the epitome of do what feels good culture for him. He always wants to do what feels good for him. He's certainly always made sure that Tim has come first. I don't think that Tim knows how to put anything in front of Tim other than Tim. I mean, did you hear how much he complained about the traffic and how bad it was just trying to get Fred and Rafaela that one time up to the airport? For all the kind things that Fred and Rafaela do for him, he just moaned the whole time. It was so painful for him to have to do something that was for somebody else. Even though he was making content that he was going to upload, he is so angry on the road at all times. And he's supposedly retired with nothing else to do. It's not like he's trying to get to work and running late and he's got a million things to do and just feels overwhelmed. No, he supposedly has all the time to be relaxed, and he acts anything but. He thinks everyone should be out of his way. It's just wild.
You've been doing your own thing. Maybe you're one of these really rich people and you're just so caught up in your own, you've got the fanciest of attire and cars and homes, and you just think that you got the world by the tail. Well, it can all be taken away from you. Or maybe you're just down on the low and you need more of the world, more things. Well, God wants to give it to you, but he's waiting for you. It says, seek me first and all these things shall come to you. So anyway, that's the video this morning.
So that's it. If you just seek Jesus, then he's just going to give it to you. That's the prosperity gospel, Tim. And usually you have to plant a seed. And since you don't tithe at any church, you haven't placed any seeds anywhere. So you're not going to prosper.
Folks, happy New Year to everybody. I pray that all of you can achieve your New Year's resolutions if they're all good for you, and you got a lock on it. You got the simplest instruction, I just gave it to you, of how to achieve it and how to get it, by seeking him first. And that's how you crush it.
Oh my goodness, Tim. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, I'm going to give away some, we're going to watch this video. I'm hoping this creator is okay with me sharing this video. Let me make sure it's not sped up here. I think it's only the first part. It's normal. Okay. All right. So, and I'm going to play this. Let me see. Am I seeing this on? Hold on. I lost my, hold on. Thought I shared the screen there. Hold on. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. We're only going to watch a little bit of the first part. It's the 8 purchases retirees say ruined everything. And Tim, I think the first one is relevant to Tim. And then we're just going to hear one, and that's it.
Purchases that truly ruin retirement. Many people think about obvious financial disasters like gambling losses, business failures, or medical emergencies. But according to retirees, the most devastating purchases are often the ones that seemed like perfectly reasonable rewards after decades of hard work. They're the things that promise freedom, comfort, and the retirement lifestyle you've always dreamed of, but instead become financial quicksand that swallows your peace of mind along with your savings. So today I'm going to share with you 8 purchases that retirees say ruined everything. And number 6 is one that destroys more retirement dreams than almost any other single decision. My name is Keith, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, financial psychology, and why some people seem to glide through retirement while others watch their dreams crumble despite doing everything they thought was right. Now, before we dive into these 8 retirement destroyers, let me set the stage for what's really happening here. There's a specific psychological phenomenon that occurs when people transition from earning money to living off their savings. During your working years, a bad financial decision can be corrected. You can work overtime, get a promotion, or simply extend your career by a few years to recover from mistakes. But in retirement, every dollar you spend is a dollar you can never earn back. Your nest egg isn't just money, it's your entire future. And these 8 purchases represent the most common way.
And I want to thank Denise who forwarded this video. And if you want to check this channel out, I just want to let you know I did leave the link to this video in the description below if you want to watch the rest of it. But we're just going to watch one of the mistakes.
Ways that well-intentioned retirees accidentally destroy their own financial security. The cruel irony is that each of these purchases feels completely justified in the moment. They're not frivolous or irresponsible decisions. They're rewards that people feel they've earned after decades of sacrifice and delayed gratification. Most people make the
delayed gratification. Tim knows nothing about delaying any type of gratification whatsoever. He was one of those children when they did the test of, when they would leave the marshmallows and they would walk out the room and see and tell the children they would get something if they left the marshmallows alone. And they, the child would either eat the marshmallows because they couldn't wait, or would, leave the marshmallows and wait for whatever else was coming. Tim would be the kid who just ate the marshmallows.
These purchases in their first few years of retirement when they're feeling flush with cash and excited about their newfound freedom. The psychological shift from accumulation mode to spending mode is profound, and most people aren't prepared for how different money feels when you're living off a fixed pot rather than earning regular paychecks. What makes
Oh,
this
you
even more
revealed yourself,
devastating is that
Gen
these
X.
purchases often happen when
Trying
people
to
are
keep
feeling
you
most
like-
optimistic about their financial future, right before reality sets in about how expensive retirement actually becomes. The first purchase that consistently ruins retirement is one that
You might have wanted to keep your handle private.
represents everything retirees dream about during their working years. Recreational vehicles and motorhomes promise the ultimate freedom, the ability to travel wherever you want, whenever you want, without worrying about hotel reservations or restaurant availability. The appeal is obvious and compelling. You can bring your own bed, your own food, and your own comfortable space to any destination. It represents the liberation that retirement is supposed to provide after 40 years of being tied to a desk and a schedule. The marketing materials show happy couples driving scenic routes, parking beside pristine lakes, and living the nomadic lifestyle that seems like the perfect antidote to decades of routine. But RV ownership is one of the most expensive ways to travel ever.
Gen X, we're playing a video too. But this is the best part because obviously Gen X has sent over a video that shows that they are. This is Tim. Tim wants to tell us how good this is, but there's this is just because we're going to hear about the Flagstaff.
And the financial damage is so spread out over time that people don't realize they're being destroyed until it's too late. The purchase price alone can range from $40,000 for a basic travel trailer to $400,000 or more for a luxury motorhome. With
Keith, you called it a trailer. For $40,000 for a basic travel trailer? Basic travel trailer? Didn't Tim say he paid 30-some thousand for him? Don't say that Tim's is a basic travel trailer. That's mean.
Most retirees ending up somewhere between $100,000 and $200,000. 000 for something that meets their comfort expectations. But that initial investment is just the beginning of your financial commitment to life on the road. The fuel costs are absolutely brutal and often catch new owners completely off guard. Most RVs get somewhere between 6 to 10 miles per gallon, which means a simple 500-mile trip can easily cost $200 to...
Well, Tim is towing his in a truck, so it's probably not much better on the fuel. Towing that thing in the truck.
$400 in fuel alone. When gas prices spike, which they inevitably do, these costs become even more punishing. If you're planning to travel extensively like most RV buyers intend, you could easily spend $5,000 to $10,000 annually just on gas. Insurance for RVs runs anywhere from $1,500 to $4,000 annually because they're large, difficult to...
Sounds almost, more than my home insurance. Because I have a master policy with the condo, and then obviously I have my own policy for the condo. The one that's the master, like with the association that covers certain things, and then that I have to show to my, mortgage company and so forth. Sounds like, and this is where Tim, has to pay for. So he always is trying to say that having his sticks and bricks, is so expensive. But when you start to add up the cost of his rental of the Bradenton slab, and then the insurance costs and everything, because that insurance is worse than my home insurance. And he doesn't do a lot to protect it. It's going to wear and tear really fast.
Maneuver and expensive to repair. Storage costs $50 to $300 monthly since most neighborhoods don't allow...
Keith, unless you offer somebody a watch and a gift card that somebody sent you for Christmas to fix... Cannot believe he did that.
RVs to be parked on residential streets, and finding covered storage can cost even more. Maintenance on RVs is complicated and expensive because you're essentially maintaining a house and a vehicle simultaneously. You've got plumbing, electrical systems, air conditioning, heating, appliances, and engine maintenance all wrapped into one complex machine that's constantly being bounced around on highways. These systems fail regularly and repairs are expensive because RV technicians are specialized and parts are often custom-made. Annual maintenance easily runs $3,000.
And that's what Tim was trying to say about trying to get something fixed with his RV, was that for him to get the issue with the where his sink was leaking, they would assume that he would take it into the place and leave it and then come back and get it in a couple of weeks. That, they're not designed in that respect, like say maybe more of a static mobile home, like the sort of classic mobile home, not one that's, you know, very easy to be transported. You know, some of them are a little bit more difficult to move, if you know what I mean. The classic single wide, I should say. He you know, they thought that he could just drop it off, and Tim's like said, well, I gotta sleep in this thing. And obviously for Tim, he doesn't have the finances, or the insurance isn't going to say, oh, okay, well, the RV's got to go in to be repaired. Well, here's some money to pay for a hotel for the next couple of weeks. Because if something were major to go wrong in a home and you were out of your home, it's potential that insurance would cover for you to have, say, a stay at a hotel if you had to vacate your home for any reason. I don't think it doesn't cover it the same way, too. It's not the same how they, you know.
To $8,000, and when major systems fail, repair bills can exceed $15,000. But here's the reality that most RV owners don't want to admit, and it comes straight from the retirement community on Reddit. One user put it bluntly, I just got into a house after 4.5 years in an RV. Don't do it. It sucks. Another shared their experience. We rented one for a weekend. It was a pain. Too much work for old people, and expensive. Drive in a comfortable car and stay at mid-level hotels like Best Westerns. Much more fun. The average RV owner uses their vehicle about 20 to 30 days annually, which means you're paying
well, Tim, we know, is staying a little bit longer in his.
$8,000 to $15,000 in annual costs to use something less than 10% of the time. When you break down the cost per day of actual use, many RV owners are spending $400 to $750 per day just in ownership costs before factoring in campground fees, food, and activities. The work involved in preparing for trips, setting up and breaking down camp, dealing with waste systems, and managing mechanical complexity becomes overwhelming for many older adults. You could stay in luxury hotels for most of those trips and come out ahead financially while avoiding all the maintenance headaches and driving stress. The second purchase that destroys retirees is the boat, which represents
the other thing that Tim loves to talk about. Thank you, Keith Invest. That was fun. And so if you do want to check that out, make sure to go and check the description box for this live stream down below, where I have included that. But yeah, Tim, always wanting to, oh my gosh. Guess what? Tim's popped out a brand new video, guys. It was only an hour ago. And he's on obsessed with a new bike, guys. We're gonna share this tab instead. All right, Tim, take it away.
How's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Welcome to an evening conversation. I just walked outside because I'm sitting here, watching YouTube on the Honda CRF 300L. And I've all but bought this bike. I've all but gave the money. I'm absolutely going to get this bike, I think, Lord willing. Wow. If you ever want like confidence by watching reviews of buying something, this particular item, this particular thing that is a dual sport motorcycle. Gee.
Just think about how we reflect from what he was trying to talk about in his Jesus Calling book about not being me. And Tim has a couple of cold days in the Bradenton slab, and he's not getting out and about. He doesn't have any hobbies. He's not walking a dog. This man, if you want to walk Tim, why don't you volunteer your time to walk some dogs in a shelter? There are so many dogs that are losing their homes because people don't have enough money. It's a crisis. They had something I saw about a lady who'd left 40 dogs, little tiny dogs, in a home out in San Diego. Like, and the shelter is just like to capacity, 40 little dogs. If I could have more room, if I had a bigger house, and I mean, I would get more dogs. I promise you. I looked at that place back in July, and I wish I had got that home. It had a fenced-in yard. It was on the water with a little pier. Oh, I mean, it was beautiful out in North Carolina. Really wanted to get that place, and I think I lowballed the offer, and I could have gone much higher. I could have offered what they were asking, but I had too many contingencies, so I probably still wouldn't have gotten the property. But anyway, I would like to get more space for dogs. But he doesn't do anything, does nothing. He just sits there and watches about how he's going to spend money. He's already got the other. I mean, how is he going to, what in the, just YouTube giving him way too much money, guys. Stop sending him and buying me a coffees. It's going off the rails.
You just can't find anybody that doesn't praise it. I mean, they're like, get it. There's not enough of them. They're amazing. They'll last you for years. You can't hurt it. It'll run without a motor. Man, I'm telling you, I want to go outside with you, but I need a little light because it is dark out there. I walked out there a minute ago and I put on the hack lights. I put on the, put that on there on wide. I put on the trailer lights, the awning light, this light, that light comes on. My little, oh, you don't see it because I'm back here. This one right here, I love it. I love it. And
that's wonderful. And that's the one thing that I, would love to be able to have more time in my life to actually do more voluntary work. When I was younger and had more energy, like I said, I volunteered a long time with the YWCA and doing victim crisis lines for people who were SA'd or had, experienced SA throughout at any time. So I worked a hotline for that. And that was the way I was able to do it. We had occasional meetings, but it worked because I was able to do my voluntary work from my home, using my own phone. And I used to do Sunday mornings. I only did it like once a week, like Sunday mornings. So that really was limited. But I did it for a long time. But once I ended up back in school and stuff, it just became very difficult for me to continue with my voluntary work and everything else once I got into nursing and stuff. And then nursing in my time, I've done a lot of work volunteering as a nurse, did a lot of races and stuff. But I've never heard him ever talk about anything that he has volunteered his time to do. I don't think he could.
And what am I doing? Where am I at? Hey, here we go. Whoa.
Yeah.
So I got my my light on my camper, and I've got the trailer lights on up on top, and I want to walk around front with it. It's such a beautiful night here in drop your light, boy. Here in where am I at? Florida, baby. In Bradenton, Florida, South Florida. Look, let me turn my. Here we go. I got my little spotlights out down here. My neighbors got everybody. The reason I came out here to make a video. Look at the moon. It's full. A full moon. I can't believe these full moons show up like all the time. Man, my neighbor's brand new Ford Explorer is so quiet. He just came home. I can't believe it. I couldn't even hear that thing running. But anyway, there's the Super Duty here. Just out here. It's just the temperatures are.
This is 20 minutes. What is his thing? The 2026 unicorn. What is this? What is this Blair Witch Project we got on here? Which I find funny because my last name is Blair. We got the Tim Witch Project out here. He's going to be like, I hear a noise in the background, and talking about the ghetto neighborhood and the shots ringing out. How he complained about that.
Amazing. But I was out here walking around. I saw that full moon. I said, I got to get a video. That's incredible looking. And then I've got the my spotlights here. But anyway, it's just, really, really nice out here. I had a good ride today. I know a lot of you saw my video with the new audio that I've figured out now with the, with the helmet chin bar and everything I have. The bike is completely covered up here with my Ultra Guard rain guard. Anyway, the neighborhood is a little quieter now since we're
he's running 1,000,000 miles an hour because I have him at 1.5 speed to move through the content quicker. We were going to watch another video, but this unicorn popped out suddenly. And how can we resist 20 minutes of Tim looking like he's in the Blair Witch Project around this Bradenton slab? And here's the Flagstaff that's losing me thousands a year. And here's the truck that I got from my YouTube channel. Because he's made good money from this YouTube channel. Don't think he has not, folks. These people make a lot more money than you realize. That's why he's spitting out the videos. And after a while, the longer you on YouTube, the higher your RPM goes up. So over time, you know, as your audience stays consistent and stuff, you don't necessarily have to have the world's highest subscriber count in order to get good RPM on your videos and stuff.
Days into the new year, they ran out of firecrackers around the neighborhood here, I guess. There's the, let me show you here, the micro light.
It's all like coffee.
The beauty.
Man.
Hey, Bubba, did you get this light? Did any of the other ones out there get it? You got to get this light, $25, man. You just can't kill it. It's an amazing headlight.
Oh, yeah.
My neighbors over here with the
yeah.
Christmas stuff, they still got it going on. All mine's down. I took my stuff all down. It's all over till next year.
Yeah, I'm sure he got a link in the description box for that.
But look at this full moon. It's incredible. I'm going to turn the camera on and zoom in for you.
Yeah.
Let me turn this thing off.
Back.
All right, hang on.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, he's definitely chasing something with those ambience. I tell you, he's like, he always eschews, that's Tim's favorite word, any medication whatsoever. And no Stalin pills for me. The doctors are trying to kill me. Can I please get a refill on my Ambien? Yeah, right, Tim.
On the wrong side. There we go. Now let me just turn this around for you. Just look at that.
Yeah, right.
All right, look at that. Let me focus on that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a little edge of the sky. It's got clouds and it's clear.
Oh, yeah. He does not drink water. That's why his skin looks like lizard skin. Look, I'm sure he's poor bowels.
Here over here, like there's a front. I don't know which direction it's going, but it's super clear over here. And cirrus clouds right there.
Yeah.
But check out that moon, huh? That's something. Let me turn my light back on. And
yeah, I don't think it's a full moon tonight, Tim. Look, it looks like it's not a full moon. Look. That's not a full moon, Tim. Hey, Siri, when's the... Oh, I turned off Siri because they always want to be the microphone to my computer. So I switched them off. It's not a full moon, Tim. Gosh, you know his neighbors, you know. Did he ever make it over to that shindig? I don't think he did. He's saying the neighbors invited him over for dinner. And then he just keeps saying that. But we never heard that he ever did anything. And I've never heard anything further about the Longhorn Steakhouse that he said he was going to take Fred and Raffaella to with his gift card from Policeman Dawn. I heard Raffaella cooked you a steak for your birthday at her house, Tim. Bought you steak for your birthday. And then you kind of hesitated, this good Christian man hesitated that if the bill superseded the amount of the gift card, that you would cough up the rest of the money yourself too. I mean, literally cough it up. I mean, he would probably still hope that Fred would get the tip. Just terrible. I just could not imagine just being that tight with money. Just could not imagine it. Just couldn't. I just couldn't imagine it.
we'll video with some light. There we go.
Especially when he made the amount of money that he's made with YouTube. Because there was a year when those videos went out initially that he was making at least $100,000 a year. Plus, he was getting over $1,000 a month for a consistent amount of time for his buy me a coffees to pay for his gas to lug all this stuff around. It just astounds me the amount of individuals willing to reward somebody who took money from the taxpayers, from us, basically, and then bought this stuff and then tries to tell us all that he's winning. Well, we didn't all commit fraud with the government, Tim.
I'll tell you what, I got to take the truck over to the car wash. It's not that bad, but you see the strap here. I should just put this on my head, right, and wear it like I'm supposed to. That way it would be where I'm looking. Let me do that. Oh gosh, blinding. Hang on a second. Now I have it on my head like I'm supposed to. And just walking around here, it's just beautiful out here. You know, it's just like I don't even need a jacket, but I wouldn't be uncomfortable if I had one on. I wouldn't want to be out here too long.
Yeah, I think he just is so aware that his retirement is, and the thing is that just always gets me about these YouTube creators And it's very opposed to how the mentality of reaction channels are. And someone like Tim, he definitely has a very limited amount of time that his content is going to stay relevant on YouTube. I know that. I'm always looking around for other people that we can bring to the community. I almost call this like geezer world, where we have these people out here, we could call just geezers, I guess, trying to spout this magical answer to retirement, which we know is really a false narrative that they're selling, that has in the past we've even heard, because we've been in this community for a while, that had actually people had listened to Tim and wish they hadn't listened to him. That's one thing that's kind of been kind of swept under, like, just kind of to the back, just because there's so much to talk about Tim. But when I first came into the community, I do remember there were people that said that they had followed his advice to retire at 62 and do these things, and it was a really bad mistake. And especially now that it became even more difficult to secure employment and the cost of everything has risen exponentially recently, people probably really may have regretted that decision, because maybe they had a job and could have kept that source of income. Or there's other, like I said, in my situation, instead of just quitting work altogether, I could just see what I'm doing now and begin over time reducing the number of days, and hopefully maybe my YouTube commentary, reaction, live streaming continues to grow, because there's so many people to talk about, make reactions to. It doesn't just have to be Tim or different types of things. That I hope that this community can grow, and that maybe then this is something that I also am able to do, because I love getting out and chatting and love doing live streams. I really do. It was difficult with school and work. It just because I had to take time writing papers, but I love doing it. And I know that we just have a great time. All right, keep going, Tim. But Tim, my point being, should be saving this money to something, but he is definitely an individual who doesn't take long-term planning, which I don't think is a very smart thing to do, because you will have failing health and you will have expenses and you will need to pay for things, and you don't want to be caught out.
But it's way warmer than it has been. But it doesn't feel warm. It feels
Yes,
just like California weather. It feels really good. I could totally have a fire. I totally could light my fireplace up. Look, it's almost over, folks. Look,
not inside.
got the Christmas lights there. Pretty soon. Look at this beam on this thing. Let me go over here and show.
We haven't seen him lighting that fire in the gazebo recently. Maybe we gave him enough PSAs about the fact that the manufacturer that he supposedly even got that from, that he was doing the review of, wouldn't recommend him putting a fire into there.
Oh yeah, I'll zoom in on the
so
the
much
camper
common sense.
Look at that thing. Look at this light. Let me zoom in for you. See that? There's a boat.
Yeah.
Check out that boat.
Oh, wing.
Let me zoom in. Look at this light. How about these trees up here? You can see squirrels walking around. Let me zoom in for you. Look.
Oh my gosh.
This light is really good. And I just push it in like this, and it just makes this big, wide circle here. Look at that. Complete light to walk around or whatever.
I guess this is something that he's reviewing. He's just again the tour of the slab. You're welcome, Tim. I'm giving him YouTube Premium. How does his audience? I mean, I watch just because he's gonna say some, obviously I'm a reaction channel. That's my job. Sometimes you guys are better at watching than I am. I've been better lately. I've had more time.
These right here on my
I've been getting better sleep, so I can tolerate them. Sometimes I promise you, I go to work and I would have just listened to him, and I really just want to go live and react, because he's just spewing such just utter nonsense. I just don't know how he doesn't get more reactors from Girl World. He's classic. He does it all. I look at some of these other retired folks and I have to tell you, Tim, you are the most interesting of all of the characters out here.
Motorcycle, they really are reflective.
I don't know. There is the one guy who's homeless in the car. He doesn't do much except talk in his car, but his story, he's an interesting character. I don't know if you guys would enjoy him. I think you guys, I don't know. His life is a hot mess. I just look for hot messes.
This thing's really reflective. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. It's definitely reflective. Folks, I'm telling you,
Look
that
at all this
300L.
stuff.
Let's see. Will it fit in the
Oh
back of the truck? Of course it will.
Tim calls himself a minimalist. Can you see all this stuff that he's acquired? A lot of it, the grill's out. A lot of it's from obviously the reviews that he does. You know, he definitely does milk for that. I know he does good because he's so excited. He's so desperate for content. He reviews really quick. Like I was terrible. It would take me forever to make my videos. So I don't get the offers anymore, which I'm fine. It wasn't really my channel.
I just got to make some room back here. Take this and roll it back, and then put it back here, or get that moto thing that goes in my hitch, and then it goes sideways here, and then you just roll it up on a ramp comes down, and you just roll.
Well, it's pretty early, so it's what? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. So I don't know. So he's obviously filmed this after 6 because it's pitch black dark. Just out here, just. Oh, Tim, you're a treat.
And that would be really the best way, so I can carry all the other stuff. Once I've got a big cab here, I can put everything else I need in there if I want to. Probably easier and safer to put in the back of the truck.
Today. So they need to stop sending him anymore.
I'm more excited about that than I am this Gold Wing. But when I rode her today over at Nathan Benderson, I mean, it really is a Cadillac. It's, there's no, it's like, apples and oranges, two different things. And I'm going to be one of these people now. It's got like a couple of,
oh my gosh. Oh, look, he's getting upset with the hater channels again, guys. This is Tim's bat signal. Oh, that was a nice little box I sent you, Tim. Oh, here's the bat signal. And Tim is here, guys, because we see his pan in his mug. Tim. He hasn't been purchasing as many of those recently.
A couple motorcycles, 3 motorcycles in their garage.
Uh-oh.
See, how's this doing? Still hard as a rock.
Oh, Tim.
So anyway, I just wanted to...
Tim, you have so much common sense. Let me help you. If you have fish that's frozen, it's already in a plastic bag. What you do is you get some water, okay, and you set the fish in the plastic bag in that. Guess what it does? Helps with the thawing process. The thawing process. Defrosting. Good Lord. I'm about to get myself a sparkling water. Keep going, Tim.
Yeah. Let's put this down here and talk a minute. Yeah, I just watched a couple of videos. Motorcycle. I just watched a couple of videos. A couple 300 videos. And it's just like I'm such a laydown, a pushover. But I mean, one guy was brutally honest. The worst thing about this little...
I was about to say, he always talks about how much common sense he has. I just don't see it. I mean, I don't see it. This is what it just sometimes kills me. People always want to assume that anybody who has had a college education or spent any time in books has no time to have common sense. And that's not the case. You can have both, Tim doesn't have either, which is really sad.
Dual sport motorcycle. The very worst thing that everyone complains about is if you weigh over 120 If you weigh over 120 pounds, which is likely anybody that buys it, the suspension, like for riding on the road, but that's not why I'm getting it. For riding on the road, it's fine. But dual sport, if you don't know, I know most of you do, but for you ladies out there, dual sport is an off-road.
Yeah, there's a little older gentleman too called Offended Outcast who does these, like, writes his little things and talks about social topics and stuff. And his channel has really popped off lately too. And he really takes the time. He's got all his little dogs. And just seems like a real humble guy out in Kentucky, also living in a mobile home. Very different from Tim. Tim is a specific type of locale because he's so full of himself. He's no ability because it's the narcissist. That's why he's so entertaining.
Type motorcycle and knobby tires. You know, it's meant to go through mud and sand and climb hills and ruts and everything. Well, the suspension is designed to give. And you stand up on the pegs actually quite a bit when you're riding certain trails. You stand up, you get off the seat, and you let your legs absorb and the suspension absorb. Well, the biggest problem this bike has is the suspension bottoms out and
explode.
You know, it's bad. You're hitting.
Well, we know Tim probably doesn't know that. This is a person who put a open flamed fire under a plastic gazebo and tried to convince everybody that he wasn't getting filled with smoke as well. And it was like, and that he was safe in there. Why are we shocked? This is a person who, when his sink started leaking, his thought is, let me put the towel down underneath it and just leave it and come back every day and check it. Without even thinking that the leak could be doing any damage where the leak was actually coming from, not just what the leak was hitting. Just zero common sense on this guy, as we know. He doesn't hitch stuff right. He doesn't get rid of his black water. I mean, this guy, that's why it's so funny that he's got an RV, because he's not somebody capable of maintaining it.
Solid. And suspensions need to be where you don't ever hit the bottom of it. It just springs, right? So
you
have to modify it. You got to spend some money. You got to change the shock absorber. You got to put a shock absorber on it. You got to do something. You got to lose some weight.
I'm sorry, I missed you. Good night. You got to go.
Not ride so aggressively on certain types of trails. That is.
Thank you so much for the puppy donation, Birdie. It's always wonderful to have you. We know you'll circle back around, and we will catch up soon. Have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, that is the only negative thing, and it's not a deal breaker because every other box, let's say there was 50 boxes, it checks them off. Like double check. Every review I've ever seen, it's like so much fun, they say. And when that guy I was watching that got me into this on, he lives out in Wyoming or wherever he's at, and went to some place, he was just talking about how fun. And I know what he means. When I had my sand rail, and when I had one like this, I didn't even go off-roading with it. It's a different thing.
Yeah, you don't keep leaks under sinks for any amount of time. It's just no. I fixed stuff in my toilet. I had something go with my toilet recently. And I just needed to get like a little piece to put inside the valve or something. It was like a real simple fix. It wasn't like something that was not complicated. And, anyway, yeah, Tim. I mean, I'm always, simple plumbing's like, the plumber comes to my house for big plumbing things, like putting in a brand new water heater, fixing plumbing in a new shower. That's what we putting in the dishwasher. That's what we, washing machines. I don't even, things that I actually need plumbers for. I don't even think I need that. Shoot, I put my own capacitator into the my heat pump outside, Tim.
So if I get it, I'm gone. I don't care if it's snowing. I'm gone. I got a truck with a heater. And I'm heading out.
Awesome.
I'm gonna go.
You guys have been so generous tonight. Thank you so much. I'm gonna see what the little picture is. So I appreciate that. It's a little kisses and hugs. I love that. Thank you. I love these super stickers. They're so cute. Thank you so much. That was very kind. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Puppies are gonna be getting lots of good treats. You guys are gonna be getting some more crab, I think.
I'm gonna freeze to death, right? If I go anywhere. I was gonna go up to Georgia and see my daughter, but it was like rain's coming in for about like a week. And, I thought oh God, sorry. It's gonna be that time. It's 6:40. Time for bed. I do get up early. You know, go up there and do some hiking, but I don't want to go hiking after it's been muddy or whatever. If it's wet and cold, that's the worst kind. It can be 40 degrees, but if it's sunny and I wear a good jacket and get out and do some brisk walking, I can take it. I'm not gonna be a pansy. But you know, we'll see.
Oh yeah, I know so many of us here have been all deleted from Tim's chat at some point or another. I know Sammy put something recently, he deleted that, I'm sure. I've got lots of ones for Gen X too. Has found some awesome deleted comments. So I will be putting together a deleted comment day that we will go over. So if you ever see a good comment, guys, screenshot and send it to me, to my email address, thelifeofvibe@gmail.com. And we will get together. It's like Sharon. If you ever see him out at Nathan Bendover or Benderson, let us know.
I want to get this bike, I think. I really do. I'm so excited about it. And then I wouldn't really be able to do anything with it here in South Florida. It'll be like that one I had in Boynton Beach. There it'll sit. You know, like this one's sitting. But
so what is he doing? Is he selling the other motorbike? Where is he getting the motorbike money from? Is this the remainder of the monies from the sale of the Honda? That thing still hasn't sold. That Honda still, I checked to see if that Honda ever sold. And I tried to find out how much they gave him for it. I couldn't find that information out. Never could find out what the sale price was to Tim, to the company he sold it to. I did investigate, guys.
the good thing is, with inflation coming,
not everything can I get
the assets that you have. Do not think about giving anything away, because if you want to replace it, it's going to cost you. The U.S. dollar is going to be pretty soon worth nothing. It's getting bad. Guess what I got? I got my Social Security check early because I get mine for personal reasons, not on a Wednesday. I get mine on a certain date, the number. Most people get theirs on either the second, third, or last Wednesday. I did in the beginning, and then things changed. Something happened. I don't care to discuss it.
Okay, this thing about the dates is interesting, and why he doesn't care to discuss it. Isn't there difference in the dates to do with who gets what type of Social Security is date dependent? Like if you're somebody who's getting it because you didn't you contributed the minimum amount and you're getting whatever the minimum Social Security payment, that comes out on one date, and then other people get it on other dates. Is that correct? Isn't that disability? Maybe he gets disability Social Security. Then what would he be claiming he's disabled? I mean, he talked about did he talk about a rotator cuff? You just blocked Cougar. It's fine. You go ahead, Ridge Runner. If you're sick of them. They're back though. You didn't get them. One of the mods would have to, if Cougar's getting out of control, mods, you can always take care of them. When people reach retirement age, they get switched over to Social Security. Okay, so it's possible he gets disability Social Security. See, I don't want to start rumors, but I want to say he had bowel disease. He did say get paid by the birth date, but he said he just got his and his birthday's on the 28th. Disability comes a different date. Some people think his son receives disability for mental issues. Is that the son who is the one who doesn't speak to him in California? Or is this a different son? He's getting SSI? See, I once said he got SSI and I got told off. It doesn't mean to sports. Right. Oh, thank you for this chat. Oh, thank you. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you all being part of the community. I keep trying to expose. Don't seem to get we get pretty good exposure. He gets real mad.
And it's not a big deal. But I get mine on a date. And for whatever reason, I always get it early. It seems like several months of the year. I get surprised. It's either a holiday or it falls on the weekend, that date. And so they give it to you early.
I'm curious. SSI is paid the first of every month. And then the others, because obviously I'm not at an age where I'm claiming Social Security. I'm still very full from that. Just very full, like a decade or so away. So obviously, many of you in the chat probably are more familiar with how these dates come out, because he's being a lying scammer here about his Social Security and how much he gets in, because he always wants to say he gets $1,800 and he took it early, which at the moment, say, for example, I were to get Social Security, what they're telling me, if I took it early, and this obviously I'm still working, so, and I'm in my, greater earning years, I would be getting over $1,800 for retiring, for early retirement at this time. But that's still up in the future. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of what it's trying to say. But I still have a lot more of my earning years. So that would obviously change even by the time I hit 62 because of my earnings. Whereas Tim, he's lying about something. Well, he's getting something from the government. We just don't know which one it is. Make sure you don't get blocked. Well, you haven't ever sent me any type of even anything, Cougar saying, except you better make sure you liked my stream. I'm going back. We're going to go back and listen to this poll. Sorry, because this is telling. All right, we're going to go back a little bit. And we're just going to listen to this. This needs to be clipped and saved. And in fact, he doesn't want to get into it. It's part of your whole spiel, though, Tim, is you're supposedly the Social Security expert. You're supposedly somebody who is a proponent of taking early Social Security. And yet, when it comes to actual details around your Social Security, you don't want to get into it. See, this is why you were very disingenuous and dishonest, Tim. And distrustful.
For personal reasons, not on a Wednesday. I get mine on a certain date, the number. Most people get theirs on either the second, third, or last Wednesday. I did in the beginning, and then things changed. Something happened. I don't care to discuss it, and it's not a big deal. But I get mine on a date, and for whatever reason, I always get it early. It seems like
we don't think he draws off an X. Because I think Darling did an investigation on this, and I think we worked out that the marriages never worked out. So it's not an X. I promise you, we've gotten deep on this topic. We've got some really good investigative folk out here in this community. So we've done some receipt checking around here, but obviously we can't clearly see. But all this stuff about the dates, and this is where I'm not an expert enough. This is where I need to get Dr. Ed Weir on the case.
Several months of the year, I get surprised. It's either a holiday or it falls on the weekend, that date. And so they give it to you early. And so I got it early. And the only negative was, first I thought, did he make a mistake? Where's the raise? Because I got my January one, the new cost of living. What a joke. Because they gave us 2.8, 2.7, 2.6, negative 2.5, I think, is what it turned out to be. Nothing like it was for 40 years. The Medicare Part B went up. So with whatever they gave us more, $40 to $75, depending on how much money you got every month, a lot of that was eaten up by the Medicare Part B that went up. Fortunately, I have the Disadvantage Plan, which gives me back $175 every single month into my Social Security check against what they charge for Part B. So last year, it was $185, Part B. I got $175 back every month, added to my Social Security. So I paid $10 a month for my Part B medical. And I suppose the Part B medical went up because that increase was like not even $30. And so I'm basically, not that I wouldn't take it, but it's basically the same thing I was getting last year. It's really a joke that they think, after the last couple of years with the way things have gone up, that people on Social Security.
How are you getting disability and riding around on a motorbike? This is why he got the motorbike, because he knew he was coming off a disability. So he went on a disability after he was walking around saying, and then he got all this extra money from the EIDL. There's something going on. I wish I knew more about Social Security. I know Tim don't know shite about Social Security, but he knows enough that he's trying to keep his mouth covered here. But some of you guys might know this better than me. And maybe we're getting on. I think there has been consideration of whether or not he did get that, and now it's just automatically changed. Tim, you're always telling on yourself. Gosh, I wish I knew more on this topic.
Can make it on less than $30, $1 a day. Oh, here's you $1 a day more. This will really help you out. So anyway, I digress. What are you going to do? It's been like that forever. It wasn't except like 5 years ago or 4 years ago.
The other one, the low income individual, is the other one that we have wondered about. Thank you, Stacy. Your mom gets both SS and SSI. She received SSI because she was older adult. The criteria was making $1,200 a month or less. She received $453 on top of her SS of $1,197. Well, I'm glad she's getting some support, but I wish our government could do a little bit better. Not for your mom, not for Tim. If he got a $40 increase, he's getting less than $1,300 a month. Telling you guys, I love you guys. Because I'm not at that point. So yes, so you've worked it out from what percentages he's saying has been the increase and then what his increase was. Okay, so some of you are actually doing some math over here for me. I appreciate that. Tim needs to be investigated. Well, I think it's just interesting because he's always liked to tell his audience that he gets $1,800 a month in Social Security, and then he would be, because he wanted to make out like he has made probably good money through his earning years, because to get that type of Social Security at 62 would have put your earnings at, $60,000, $70,000 a year over 35 years, which for the, that particular, at that time would have been considered a decent, middle class income for somebody, because making six figures, like that was the big, deal, now with tech and all these different things, a lot of people easily make six-figure incomes. It's just probably also changed why income seems so inflated. But the loan fraud, he definitely needs an investigation on that. And I know he has been reported, and how he's not. I guess it's because he's so small. Who knows? I know that they're working their way through people. So maybe they're just getting the big fish first, and maybe they'll work their way down. But, I mean, he's still got 5 years, and he only filed that EIDL. He filed that one later on. You weren't supposed to take unemployment and PPP, Tim. And you did those as well. Yeah, he lies about absolutely everything. And that's why I just don't think it's good for him to, and then he sells it to his channel. And then he stands out there talking about Jesus. That's why this is so interesting to see, where he's got his book out talking about Jesus and this, that, and the other. And then he turns around and blatantly lies about his income, which it's not our business, but he's the one who's put it all out here. And then you're being disingenuous to people, okay, about how to afford retirement. And that's not cool, Tim, okay? Because a lot of people, they may not even reach retirement in the respect that things are so expensive in this country nowadays. And it's probably half of it is so expensive because you're the king of the goddamn returns. That puts prices up as well. Because we get it passed to us, the consumer, Tim. It doesn't get ate by Amazon. It gets passed on to consumers. You're just the leech of society. I can't stand these types. For all my being, supposedly woke and liberal and all this stuff, I still think you should play fair with others. I don't like scammers. Never have liked scammers. I hate scammers.
8.7%, and everybody got like over $100 more a month. Mine was like $1.50. It went up. It was like, wow. And if I did that every year and had it been doing that every year, now I've already received, like I talk about in my Social Security videos, I've already received, folks, north of $108,000 in my pocket, in my bank, since I started collecting Social Security at 62. So you can't convince me ever that waiting until just now.
Yeah, that too, Gen X. Giving people like Tim $52,400. How did Tim get, put me out of business? Tim, that was your best thing that happened to you. Because you didn't save a penny for when a disaster happened. We had to bail you out. Because you had nothing put aside. I promise you, when I got... and the thing that you felt entitled to that money. And I still pay my student loan debts. I paid even when they stopped requiring people to pay loans and they put everything to 0%. I still paid my loans because it was the best time to pay them back. I've paid so much money to those loans. It's been more than the interest has actually outstripped the loans. I've paid so much on those things. And I keep doing it because of the way and it just irritates me that you could get easier access to money to buy that shite that I could for my education, and I actually care for people. And I pay more interest on that than you do on this shite. And I actually contribute to society, and I contribute in my taxes, and I contribute in property taxes on my vehicles, in my home, that pay for these schools. You're a leech.
My birthday, 67, full retirement age, to get my Social Security just the other day, and it would be $500, $600, $700 more than I'm getting now. But
part of the reason Hallie got 100K was through YouTube, because he regurgitated a video about taking Social Security out at 62 and how easy it was. And he put out all these numbers and said, you're losing money if you don't take Social Security at 62. And that he got millions of views. And that video, along with his channel kind of popping off and getting a lot, he did make a lot of money from his YouTube channels. He doesn't make quite that much now, but he probably could make up, along with the buy me's and coffees and everything, probably $30,000 to $40,000 a year. He says he aims for $2,000 a month. So that would say at least 24. And then with whatever he gets through his Amazon links and his donations, it could get up to 30,000 plus. So the majority of his income is probably coming from YouTube, which is why he gets so angry when people say anything about him. And then he starts to lose his subscribers or his followers or whatever. He feels like it's hitting into his money because he desperately needs YouTube to pay for him. But the money that he does, he fritters it away. Instead of thinking, shit, this gravy train may not last forever on this platform. And if anybody follows Girl World or follows anybody, these types of vlogging channels, these are going to be the most likely to, over time, the person's going to run out of steam. Very different from people who make reaction and commentary. It's very different. You're going to probably have a greater chance of long-term success on the platform, because it's going to be much easier to maintain and to maintain a variety of content over the years than trying to show your life, showcase your life. And if part of your biggest success, Tim, about your channel was your supposed Social Security, and then you are lying and being dishonest about actually the type of Social Security you yourself personally took, other than taking it at 62 and the amounts of money, your whole channel is just a joke. It's a joke. You're a joke, in my opinion.
Lost all that money for 5 years, that $108,000. I mean, more months I would have to collect if I lived that long to ever get back what I lost. So, no. Why any?
That $108,000 that he gets is this money that he thinks is the difference between his taking retirement at 67 and 62. But I don't know why he even talks about this. Supposedly, his business was gone. His business had collapsed when he was 60. He was using the monies from the pandemic until he became 62, because there was a time between there where he had a period where he was not eligible, and that's where he had to get the unemployment and the PPP to tie him over until he could get his Social Security to start. He's just been riding the American taxpayer for the last 7 years, and then obviously with whatever he's got from YouTube on top of it. But the 108 is what he claims is he should have had. But you can't believe his numbers sometimes, because obviously people have pointed out, and I've even had accountants on this thing who have pointed out about the fact that he doesn't show any type of percentage increases. You know, it shows a lack of understanding of real mathematical, type of amortization onto money.
Why would do that is beyond me, except for the one reason. You're making so much money and you love your prison job that you just want to keep on doing what you're doing. And there are people like that, but not for the masses. The masses, they don't have pensions. They don't have 401s. They don't have money in the stock market. They don't have anything. They don't even own a home.
Tim always said he wrote everything off. Something is going on. I know that I know Darling did a deep dive into his Social Security. I just don't know enough about Social Security. It's not my area of expertise at all. And it's certainly not his.
Worked all their lives, different jobs. Even if they stayed there forever, the company doesn't have a pension. It's just maybe the golf course they work at. Been there 15 years.
Yeah,
you get nothing. And the golf course goes out of business. It's over. Bang, out of the game. But you're getting it every week or every month.
I literally have talked about my taxes. I've shared with the channel which firm I use to file my taxes. Actually, this coming year, I may potentially, for my 25s, I'm trying to see, because they probably all use AI and we don't get free filings anymore. So I'm just like, darn. But I do have a lot to write off with the channel this year. And I probably want to try to do that more, especially after having to pay for the attorney and stuff. So I can write that off on my taxes as a business expense, thankfully.
Whatever they pay you, you're getting it. And
thank gosh.
YouTube could end tomorrow.
Timmy,
we're passing out crackers at Publix. That ended, and I got into this. If this ends, then I'll get into something else. But I'll always supplement my Social Security. Otherwise, I couldn't make it.
He's trying to say, literally, thank you. Yeah, 60 times 1,800, 108,000. Doesn't show any percentage raise in there. It doesn't show. And then Tim just saying he made 1,800. It's just a flex. Nobody thinks Tim got 1,800. I don't think he got it. Well, if he sells those golf clubs, we're gonna get him for he should be done for a crime at that point. He's at full retirement age now. He can make it. Well, now he can, but we know there was a 5-year period most of it through his YouTube channel where he was unable to do that. So he's only reached that now. So for the last few years, he's had a cap on it. But we know that Tim's going to write off everything. Absolutely everything. Yeah. Yeah. Now he can, but goodness knows what this is a guy who sent in fraudulent paperwork to get a $52,400 EIDL loan. God knows what he does to his taxes. You know? I'm surprised he's never been audited.
I couldn't do it. Who could? Who could live on $1,800 a month? You can't even rent an apartment for that. You can't pay the rent and the electric bill.
How is it that you're getting a $40 raise and you're getting $1,800 a month? It's impossible to imagine making a living selling $10. I know there's coupon books, and then he only worked a few hours a day, a couple of days a week. He literally put enough cash in his pocket to pay for whatever he needed to do to go have fun. There was nothing being saved. There was nothing for a rainy day. Because like I said, the minute his business went out, he had no ability to take care of himself. You know, at least when I had to quit work because I was sick, I had 6 months of my savings, and I obliterated the heck out of it. Scariest thing in the world to have to do. You know? And I was trying to get out my little YouTube channel. Half the time I was so sick, I couldn't even go live, not fun at all. It's because somebody like me who's always worked and would always do like my regular job and do other things on the side. Like I've always like had a full-time job. And then on top of it, just to, because I like hanging out with kids a lot of times, I would just take care of kids for babysitting money, just for some cash in pocket, just like I'm always doing stuff. Now I've, $50 a drink. Yeah, whatever you needed for drinking and a little bit of fun. Yeah, you remember that time, Catherine. Oh my gosh. It was rough. I mean, I wasn't even well enough to I kept thinking at the time, gosh, I should have just continued with my classes for school instead of, I couldn't do anything at the time. I was really a lot worse off than I thought, Oh my goodness. All right, keep going, Tim.
Without more money coming in, you need a lot more money because you got utilities, insurance, gas for your car, food, and food. Think about how much food costs to feed yourself every month. Anyway, we're getting on another video, and I
okay, so here we go. Thank you, Deb. I was a nurse for over 30 years, and my SS is 1,300. He makes me so angry. I took care of humans, and he walked around selling coupons. He's full of it. Thank you, Deb, and thank you for your dedication and for your commitment to such a wonderful profession and for your work. It's appreciated, and I appreciate it, fellow nurse. Yes, that's what we're saying. His $1,800, that's BS. What is the minimum for somebody who didn't make a lot of money? What would be that? I would like to know because that's what he's making. That's what he makes. He makes it. That's what he makes. Why does he do a video of disability and how to make money? Lots of people would tune in. Why? Well, he wouldn't want anybody to think he was. I have no idea because Tim is the narcissist. He doesn't want people to probably know he's on the lowest amount of whatever that Social Security is for the people that were low income, which I'm glad that we have something because, and most of that's not even going to cover an apartment. That's why Tim doesn't want to get into an apartment. And it baffles me then. Why would you spend all this money, on such expensive things? Why didn't you just squirrel that money away? Because YouTube, Tim, isn't going to last for you forever. And to think that you could find a nurse with a purse? No, sir. No, sir. All right, it's almost done, Tim. And we're going to finish out our poll. How many votes we got on the poll? Oh, my goodness. Let's see the poll. I haven't even checked the poll lately. Let's check the poll. 139 votes, guys. Let's see if we can get to 150. I don't know if we have that many people haven't had a chance, but here we go. Is Sarasota Tim using the prosperity gospel to con his audience? We're going to have to do a poll, I think, about, we'll do this. I should write the poll questions down. Whether Tim is really getting $1,800 a month in Social Security. Because he's supposedly been getting $1,800 a month since he was 62. And now he's 67. So is that 5 years now? Wouldn't he be much higher then? He's full of it. 91% say 100% he hasn't stepped into a church. 2% say no, he truly is a pious man. And 6% say it's a journey and he's not perfect. I know the 2% there just want to be contrarians. Pious man. Hold on.
YouTube's been very good to me. YouTube continues to be good to me. And so there you go. But let's get back to crushing it on the CRF 300L that replaced the 200L. Do you know this bike has a whole 27 horsepower? Man, I'm telling you though, watch some YouTube videos on it if you don't believe me. I know you're not going to, because most of you aren't even interested. But when I get out there out west and I start riding the trails, and we've got our little chin thing now. Oh,
well, we don't think he's getting $1,300 or $1,800 a month. There's no way that Tim made that type of money. That means that he was just like, if you were making that, if it was that easy, okay, just think about it logically. Even if you're as lazy as Tim, if you were making that much money, wouldn't you have just wanted to work more and then actually save and put some money away to have even bigger, better stuff? Or is he just really, or was he just really of the mindset, just I've got enough cash in pocket, and now I can, and then just not thinking about his children, their college, nobody having health insurance, as we know. There was nothing for a rainy day. It was literally fly by the seat of my pants. And he's still the same way. He's about to take whatever money he has in savings. He's not thinking that, anything in the future that could happen. You have one hospital say with that insurance, Tim, it will wipe you out.
Now the phone's going to hold up a gnat with all that bouncing. Probably better than it would on my handlebars. I was watching a guy earlier. He's got that little stem that sticks on the handlebar in his GoPro. That thing was bouncing all around and almost fell off. Well, I got to get back at it, folks. I hope you have a great evening. I'll see you in the morning for.
All right, Tim, hold on. So Anne says, in 2025, if you're under full retirement age, you can earn up to $23,400 without any impact on your Social Security benefits. If you reach retirement age, the limit increases to $62,160. So there is some type of limitation into that. And he always talked about making $2,000 a month with YouTube, which would be about the $24,000 to not impact his benefits. And I'm sure at some point, if he did his taxes correctly, he did actually impact his benefits, because there was a time when his channel, with that one Social Security video, he easily earned over 6 figures. But what he fudged out in his taxes, who knows? I don't think this man has ever made a legitimate tax filing in his entire life. Oh, he's not leaving a dime to those children. Not a single dime. He is definitely not going to think to leave them a dang dime. He doesn't think it's even his responsibility to have helped him with anything, I don't think. We didn't hear him. Well, he talked about his grandson sent him a text at Christmas. Did he get his grandson a new iPhone for Christmas as a gift? His kid's at college. Did he do anything of that nature? He probably gave him one of the shit that he would review. You're at full retirement, no cap on what you make. My salary is more than above. And you're still working and retired? That would be great. Full retirement for my age will probably be 72 is probably what will be when I'm for me. So it's just going to probably be 75. It's just going to be this. I'm just going to keep thinking, I'm almost there. Almost there. These kids will pay for his funeral. Not if they're small. They donate the body to the science people. That way you don't have to, you just donate him to science. That's what I would do. I would just, and then you don't have any cost. I had to have patients who had to do that. But the families couldn't afford anything on a funeral. And so they would make an anatomical donation to get rid of those costs. And at a time, there was almost like companies weren't even taking anatomical donations because they didn't need them. So you'd be shocked that what people have to do because they can't afford funerals or even afford to cremate a loved one. So this pathetic fool, I have nothing for him. You're working full time. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I know. When you love your work, 72. Oh my God. I know. Hey, I've worked with 72-year-old nurses that still love. Nursing is one of those things, man. I've worked with some really old nurses. and ones who are like administrating like whole hospitals and stuff, man. And you're like, how you don't even know how they're getting it done. These ladies have like energy for days. I promise you. People, it's one thing. Hospitals don't have a great deal of ageism. You want that experience in your hospitals. Promise you. It's like, it's the one thing, it's the one time where experience does pay. And they got rid of all the Clin 1s and Clin 2 and all that stuff recently. And that's been irritating, because like I said, I used to work with a 72-year-old nurse. The pulp is great. Oh, you mean, oh, sorry. Oh, I mean, go on working as long as you want to, but to have to wait till 72 is a bit tough. Yes, it is. But I think it is coming. I think, well, 67 is full retirement. If you wait till 72, you get you get more. So if you can hang in till 72, you will supposedly at this moment in time, you would get even better with the Social Security. They boost it up a little bit more. That's if it's still going, because supposedly it's supposed to run out. But that's a misnomer. That's not correct. They're talking about a different fund running out, which isn't the main Social Security fund. So it's I just know that I would like to take mine and be living somewhere different, like outside. I would like to be able to live outside the US where the cost of living might be lower, because I'd love to travel and do that. And kind of, kick back from, he's baking on an inheritance. Well, they have children, so I don't think that their children, he's going to be getting a dime from them. Well, 70, I think, is the limit. I think they're talking about moving it up to 72 by the time my generation. Remember, I'm still Gen X. I'm of a generation that's lower. And they just keep telling us we're going to be so healthy and living forever. But the thing is that we know we have limited access to health care. So I think it's just a way to keep our money. Hard to think that my grandfather was able to retire fully at 62. And for my generation, they just keep pushing it away at the cost of, not that our work has got any easier. I think the stress of computers has meant that we've probably been doing the jobs of many people. So we've probably had to have even more stress and stuff. I mean, we work more hours than the serfs did back in the Middle, ages. We work harder lives, guys. We just have more amenities along with it. All right, Tim, he's never worked a real day in his damn life. Keep going.
Some coffee. I did make another pot. Already had it. Been about.
That's why he didn't like the car sales, because the car sales, you did have to work long hours. So that's why he did. Tim, your nose is losing collagen and elasticity here. It's really hanging.
I don't know, 6 cups today, maybe.
Great.
And I'm enjoying it. I thank you very much.
6 cups of coffee. Tim, that's outrageous. You hate your kidneys, don't you? Then he just says he can't sleep. No one, Tim, you can't be sitting 6 o'clock at night with a cup of coffee.
By the way, thank you, Mr. Rex. I got a shout out from Mr. Rex, a subscriber, an email he sent me that said, you can get the holiday blend and the Christmas blend.
Thank you, Cocktail Slippers. I love all my nurses here. Took you Clin 4. Yeah, 35. And they got rid of all the Clin levels. Because I think I'm a Clin 2 now. And I think I would be getting towards Clin. Well, I'm getting my master's, so I don't know how that would change me as a nurse educator. But I guess I'm coming up to, over 10 years. So I'm at a Clin 2 now. But they don't call us that anymore. You just have to tell them how many years you work. And because they don't do it, because that was about your pay, So you could go in and say, hey, I'm a Clin this, Clin that. Now they just want to know how much you make an hour. So I just tell them I make this, and I won't go under that an hour, I know. I promise you. We get a lot of young people in the hospital thinking that they're having cardiac symptoms because they're drinking these energy drinks and they're getting heart palpitations and stuff. I mean, it's a stimulant. No wonder he acts like he's off the road, because he's stimulated with all this coffee. Just absolutely stimulated. And that nursing's a great job because we get to be old. And like I said, my favorite nurse was 72 years old. She was the best dang nurse you ever worked with. She's older now. Hopefully she's retired. She kept on going. I mean, she went well into her. I mean, I've worked with so many doctors and stuff who were in their 80s and stuff. That's one thing about medicine. It's like lawyers. We don't get out that early. If you stay in it, you are in it to win it. Coffee all morning, booze. Well, and the Ambien. I mean, then he wants to take an Ambien with that coffee. I mean, I'm just curious as to, about the combo on that. This is the price, Terry. Unfortunately or sadly, there probably would be a lady that would take that on. Who wouldn't want to feel alone? I mean, if you're kind of meek and you just want to listen to somebody talk all day and do nothing in the house, then Tim's your guy. If you actually wanted a partner, he might give it, can you imagine just the way he laughed at Tammy when she hit her shin and stuff? Can you imagine that being your partner? Tim, you're the reason I want to stay single. All right, Tim, tell us how you're going to crush it.
Right now, for half price while they last at Starbucks. Now, I'm not saying you can get it at every Starbucks in the country. I'm going to check with mine. And if that's the case, I'm loading up because it's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life.
Oh, he's now saying Starbucks is the best cup of coffee he ever drank in his life. You were trained by World War II nurses? That's awesome. See, and then that's awesome. I know they had some skills, man. That's when you actually got to do some real nursing. Nursing is, the thing is, people go into nursing because you really care and you want to take care of people. Modern nursing makes it very difficult because we are so stressed in these hospitals. That's why I love doing what I do with my patient, because I get to really just be a nurse to my patient and have a great time. And I get very well compensated for it. And I get to be a pediatric nurse and get to watch this little girl grow and get better every day. So it's an absolute, I feel like it's such a gift. And it's such, I have a job that I just feel every day. I just feel so blessed. I really do. Some days I feel cranky because I hate driving out there. So sometimes I feel cranky. Usually I get cranky because I see Tim and I hear Tim lying and I hear Tim talking about people in their terrible prison jobs and this, that, and the other. And I just get so heated and I just want to go live or make a reaction to his nonsense. And I can't because I have to go to my actual real job, which I love. But obviously, too, I'm kind of an introvert. So I would love to be able to, have a balance of doing this, which I love to do, and obviously doing my work as an RN. Because I also feel that there's a lot of topics around health, especially with Tim, and he knows nothing. I cannot recommend anybody drinking coffee, late at night after you've already drunk a ton of coffee. If you haven't had a bunch and it's the first cup of the day and you want to have a cup, have at it. If it doesn't affect you with your sleep, have at it. But to be like drinking that amount of caffeinated coffee for somebody who has a coronary artery calcium score up into the 1000s just would not. Tim's like a walking cardiac event. Goodness me. Sherry Ames. Oh, well, I was trained by, sorry. I was like, Sherry Ames, really? Night Tar Heels. Are you out? Well, we're all finishing it out anyway. You're exhausted from Tim hating. We're all exhausted. I wanted to thank everybody for being super generous tonight. I'm closing out the poll. I've been here for 3 hours almost. Lord of my life, I got chatty. God. Oh, Lord. Okay. Jesus. I always have these other channels like Life and Vibe went off for 3 hours doing reaction about Sarasota Tim. How could you do that? They don't realize we're chatting about all sorts of stuff. We're talking about Social Security. It's not just Tim. We talk all sorts of topics. That's what we're here for. We're just having fun. All right. So was Tim Sarasota Tim using the prosperity gospel to con his audience? 100%. He hasn't stepped in a church, and 92% say that. He talks about being a Southern Baptist. We know he don't talk enough hell, fire, and brimstone to be a Southern Baptist. It's a journey, and he's not perfect, said 6%. I can't believe some of you actually hit that one. No, he truly is a pious man, say 2%. Well, we had 144 votes. I didn't get to my 150, but it was dang close. And I do appreciate you all. If you haven't had a chance to hit the likes on the way out, make sure you do hit the likes to send this stream up. I appreciate you all for being so generous, David and ID becoming a new member, and Sammy for her gifted membership, and Cheekbones for stopping by, and Birdie for coming in, and Sarasota Tim, and Fifth Dimension. All you guys just made it so excellent that I am going to treat myself to some new StreamYard so I can make sure to get some AI clips from this live tonight. And so I appreciate that. I'm going to give it a month's trial and see how it goes. I appreciate that. I know I could have gotten a better deal during Black Friday, but who cares? We're going to give it a try for a month and just see how it goes. All right, guys. I appreciate it. It's been so much fun. Tim, I would love to get to the bottom of Tim's Social Security. All right, guys. We will make sure to catch you on the next one. And thank you, guys. Can't believe we've been here 3 hours. Bye.